and then the Diamondbacks. They play the Diamondbacks again tonight. I just think they look like a playoff team. And I know Mason said they're an average team. They're an average team that's going to the playoffs.
They're a team that when you look at them, you're like, they can compete. You don't really know the names in the beginning of the year, right? It was supposed to be the youth movement, a bunch of rookies out there. Oh, Outman started great. Then they go and they get the veterans, the salty vets that have been around the block to help you solidify yourself. At the trade deadline, the people that they got, not a big splash, no big names, but they did enough to solidify what you needed right now. Lance Lynn eating up innings.
Right.
The guys that they bring in, you're like, oh, okay. But you look at this team, I don't want to say they're more fun to root for, but they are more fun to root for because they don't have the big superstar, right? Superstar teams, we're supposed to do this.
Well, they have Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman.
Of course. But not like they're just the murderer's row. You're like, okay, every single game we're going to smash them. We're going to the World Series. It's a given. This team is fun to watch and fun to root for also.
Bergman, Kershaw's coming back Friday. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, tomorrow. Thursday was Thursday. The last I heard was Thursday.
Okay.
It might have changed.
So if the playoffs started today, is it Kershaw game 1 and then figure it out after that? I guess Julio game 2?
Well, Julio needs to figure it out right now, too.
Julio was great last night.
Yeah, but
2 in a row.
What's he going to do with the
2 in a row?
Yeah, that's
right,
not enough for Julio. I want him to come and shove.
But here's my point. If the playoffs started today, I think he's your best option. And then I would probably throw Bobby Miller in game 3. Would you pitch Gonsolin, Greg?
No. Do not pitch Gonsolin.
All right, so who do you put game 3?
Choice. It's either Bobby Miller or Lance Lynn, and I think Lance Lynn probably gets the benefit of the doubt.
Lance Lynn, the veteran. Bobby Miller's been a little shaky. Still trying to figure things out as a rookie. But you go and you look at this team down, and you're like, they don't scare me. But damn it, they don't go away. They fight. They tooth and nail. They go and do everything they need. They claw against you. They're an annoying team. Because if you're Arizona, you're like, okay, we're not too far back from the Dodgers. Arizona, who's been scuffling, they have like 23 of 30. They're still 2 games above the Padres in the chase. But if you're an Arizona team, you're looking at your Dodgers like, you don't really have that sense of, we can beat them. We can own them. We can win this series. You don't really get that against this Dodger team because you know they're going to be there at the end of the game battling against you.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that, I said this yesterday, if they somehow get Ohtani next year, I think it'll be the most star-laden Dodger team of all time.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to go back to Koufax, Drysdale, Maury Wills, those dudes to find a team that had – I mean, you would have former MVP Mookie Betts, former MVP Freddie Freeman, current and former MVP Shohei Ohtani, all on the same team. Clay, did Kershaw win an MVP one year, didn't he, Greg?
He won an MVP and a Cy Young Award. But what this team is, they're not scary when you look at them on paper, but their offense, their batting is so good. And you have the 2 of the best hitters in baseball right now in Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman back-to-back, that they're always going to score runs. They're always going to keep coming back. And so they can get past some of the runs that they're giving up, those 4 or 5 runs they're giving up.
The Freddie Freeman talk of like, okay, is he an MVP candidate? I mean, Acuna's been fantastic, but Freddie just continues to do. That's such a great signing.
What's weird about this Dodger team being in first place is they really don't have a shortstop. Their third baseman is playing out of position, and he's hitting 200. Max Muncy is hitting for power. They've got a reclamation project in Jason Hayward and Wright. And that has moved Mookie Betts out of position into second where he's been great. They're doing it with smoke and mirrors, but man, they're in terms of depth, in terms of the way they, Kike Hernandez was a great pickup. Have you guys noticed how great all these guys have been since the deadline?
Especially Ahmed Rosario.
Okay, so
he's been great.
Yeah, I told you he was going
Greg,
to. I told you, Bergman.
Have you looked at Kike's numbers since the Dodgers?
He's been incredible.
He was like terrible in Boston. Yeah, and now he's got like an 800 OPS playing for the Dodgers.
Yeah, Lance he's playing Lynn, less, which is good for him too.
I could make the argument, and Mason did when he was here, that Lance Lynn was the worst starting pitcher in all of baseball. He's pitched 2 games for the Dodgers. They won them both. And Beto, you used the right phrase, innings eater, which is, Greg, what they need. They need somebody that will just – he doesn't have to throw a perfect game or even a shutout. Lance Lynn's going to give up home runs. But if he can go 6-7 deep every time he pitches, and he has the first 2 games, that's huge.
The only other guy that was able to do that for a while was Clayton Kershaw, and then he was out for a month. And he's also, 35 years old or however old he is, pitching more games, more innings than he has in probably 5 years.
Yeah, Clayton doing his usual summer
normal
arm maintenance where the team's like, we don't know when he's going to come back.
Good.
Yes, please. Take all of July off. Take all of October. I mean, all of August so we can have you in October.
Yeah, it just seems to me that for all their weaknesses, they have an answer, and I think it's going to be a really fun team to follow in the playoffs. And like you say, Beto, no expectations because they're not the 111-win team that we were last year.
They weren't expected to win the West.
Right.
They weren't. This is a team that is overachieving based off this preseason prognostications. But when you go out there, John, like I'm not covering the team on a normal basis, but the times I've had a credential and been out there, there's an energy to that team. And you can feel that, and it's we're damn good. Yeah, we know also that you're not expecting much from us. But Mookie walks around with a swagger. Freeman just goes about his way. It's a team. It's still very corporate. They're very buttoned up, but you can feel the energy of we're pulling away from the West. It's ours.
Yeah, they're fun. They're very fun to watch. They play again tonight, 6:30 in Arizona. All right, coming up next, we've been doing these stories about conference realignment and the collapse of the Pac-12 and everything that's going on in college sports. They'll never be the same. But is there something that none of us are thinking about? And I heard somebody, a major Division I football coach, say it over the weekend. And I wonder why nobody is talking about this. We'll play that for you and explain it coming up next. Beto and for Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hey, ESPN LA listeners, it's John Ireland. You want to play golf with me and corporate Greg Bergman? You can, thanks to Terranea. If you listen to the show, you know Terranea is my favorite place in the world. It's like going to Hawaii without getting on a plane. Well, you can play golf with Bergman and I at the links at Terranea, and then we'll buy you lunch. Here's how you win. Send a video of your golf swing to @ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram or on Twitter. We'll take a look at your golf swing. If you impress us, you'll be playing golf at Terranea with me and Bergman, and then we'll buy you lunch. And you can all you can eat, all you can drink. We don't care. We're not paying.
There's Yacht Rock.
Amen.
Mason in Ireland, Beto Duran sitting in for Mace, who's under the weather today. By the way, Friday, September 8th, at Black Gold Golf Club in the city of Yorba Linda, it's back again, the ESPN LA Golf Classic, to benefit the V Foundation. We always get questions, John, from fans that want to play. This is your chance. Go to ESPNLA.com. Click on the ESPN LA Golf Classic logo. You have to buy a foursome, so get your friends just to Venmo you, okay? It's going to be an amazing event, 18 holes of pure magic. One of the best golf courses in the country.
And that is a really, just if you've never done this, that is a really fun day. Like, and Chris, you're a big part of this. All of our corporate sponsors get involved. And so there's food on like every other hole. There's
booze everywhere.
There's more booze than anybody could drink.
Which I don't know how you can do an afternoon show.
Well, you're going to find out.
Yeah, I'm going early and staying late.
And the best part about that, because it's such a tough course, it's a beautiful course, but because you're playing best ball, you have a great day.
Yeah.
Like when I go play with Chris and Tommy, it's a terrible day because I lose all the golf balls.
You have to hit your own ball, yeah.
Yeah, I lost 13 last time.
Yeah, it will be a scramble format. It's going to be plus the 19th hole party with the afternoon show, the Circle of Trust. And I'm working on something, and I'm going to tell you, John, at 2:15, how we can bring back the Mace versus Ireland component.
Oh, good.
So I'll tell you about that. 2:15.
Yeah, I don't think Mason's picked up a club since then.
Well, that'll be the fun part.
We'll handicap him.
Yeah.
Last time I gave him, Beto, 9 holes. I gave him 27 strokes, and I took him out on hole 8.
I knew you beat him. I didn't know you gave him 27.
Three strokes a hole.
Did you play left-handed?
No, he beat me on the first hole. I bogeyed it, and he got a 7. So he had the lead for one hole.
Wait, that was a couple years ago when he took his instructor, right?
Yeah. 2021.
And your old producer Dave Singer was there. Dave was like,
Sue Kalinsky was there. He had his own personal cheering.
The best was when Singer was like, I really think Mace is going to have a shot. He was really.
And after the first hole, everybody thought, oh, this is going to be a big deal.
But his instructor's a good man from Rancho Park.
Yeah, really good. But so that's September 8th, and they can sign up on the website right now.
Right now, ESPNLA.com. Meanwhile, more of Ireland and Beto for your Wednesday.
Let's go.
Okay, Beto. So you and I have both covered in our careers tons of college sports: football, basketball, occasional baseball. We've been to USC and UCLA. We've been all over the place. You've covered a lot of high school sports, so you know this world really well. And to put it simply, there has never been an earthquake the size of the one that's going on now in college sports history. What has happened over the past month will change college sports for the rest of anyone listening, for the rest of your lifetime. For example, Beto, in my lifetime, the Pac-12, the Conference of Champions, has always been a major, major cog in the wheel of college sports. The Pac-12 is now going away.
I knew it as a Pac-10.
I knew it as the Pac-8.
Exactly. I didn't know there was a Pac-8. I always thought it was just a Pac-10.
Yeah, Arizona and Arizona State came in to make it the Pac-10, and then Utah and Colorado came in to make it the Pac-12. It's now over. But the reason it's over is that the super conferences, the Big 10 and the Big 12 and the SEC, have offered so much money to places like USC and UCLA to leave their conferences that it's the proverbial offer you can't refuse. It's hundreds of millions of dollars. But
you always tell me, follow the money, take the money.
Right. Well, it's the old, I keep quoting the late, great Don Ohlmeyer. The answer to all of your questions is money, which is applicable to everything.
It's true.
But the head football coach at Missouri, who's in the Big 12, is a guy named Eli Drinkwitz. Okay. And the other day, during Media Day, Eli Drinkwitz said something which I thought made so much sense that I'm shocked I haven't heard it until now.
At Missouri. Okay.
Yeah. Here's Eli Drinkwitz on everything that's wrong with what's happening right now in college sports. Listen to this.
We're talking about a football decision. They based off football. But what about softball and baseball who have to travel cross country? Do we ask about the cost to them? Do we know what the number one indicator of symptom or cause of mental health is? It's lack of rest and sleep. Traveling in those baseball, softball games, those people, they travel commercial. They get done playing at 4. They got to go to the airport. They come back. It's 3 or 4 in the morning. They got to go to class. I mean, did we ask any of them? Are we going to look back? I don't worry at all about the game. The game is going to be strong. Football is going to be fine. We'll all figure it out. But did we consider the people that we are entrusted with? Did we consider the student athlete?
Isn't he right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so let's say you play...
You're a swimmer.
Or you play women's
tennis.
softball at UCLA, and you have a weekend series at Rutgers in New Jersey. So you've got to fly on Thursday... That's shot because you got to fly all the way back east. Mm-hmm. You play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You get back at 3 a.m. and you're supposed to be at class on Monday. And we all talk about, you hear the term player safety all the time. Like, it's whatever is in the best interest of the players. This clearly isn't. He's right. Drinkwitz is right. Football's going to be fine. They all fly commercial and stay in fancy hotels. Mm-hmm. The softball players stay at the Ramada Inn and fly commercial.
If that.
And I wonder, I know it's a ton of money. I'm not stupid. I know if somebody offers you $200 million, you should figure out a way to take it. But what's the answer to the problem that he posed? How do we fix that?
You're not going to. It's one of those, deal with it. You're wearing a UCLA softball hoodie, the USC gear. You just deal with it. So I thought Drinkwitz was going to be like an old, good old boy Southern.
No.
He's 40 years old.
Right.
He's a young guy. He was at North Carolina State, Boise, Arkansas State, and Auburn. So he's been around, so he knows what the big-time schools are. But he started at his own high school in Alma, Oklahoma. He went to Arkansas Tech. So I thought he was going to be one of those guys who was just eyewash. Because a lot of times when guys talk, or coaches especially, talk about something like this, they're reading bullet points that the PR person gave them to make it so. But you could tell that he has empathy for these students because it's Missouri, because his squad is going to have to figure some things out because Missouri doesn't have the biggest football budget compared to some of the other schools in the Big 12, let alone the SEC. So you look at it, and you're right. But, John, when I was, you're right. I work a lot in the high school sports, and a lot of the kids right now are not staying in L.A. They're not going to SC, UCLA because they want to go to Ohio State, Penn State. There's a kid at St. John Bosco right now named Peyton Woodyard. He's a safety, one of the best in the country, going to be a senior. He had a Georgia he committed to a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yesterday, flipped to Alabama, right? And
so he wasn't even considering SC and UCLA.
Nothing. And that's what the landscape is for these kids. Now, we as adults are saying, these kids are traveling, they're doing that, but they're doing that anyways. Like these junior golfers are going to these trips in Florida or wherever they may be, and they're coming back late on a Sunday, they're doing it. Because the elite athletes are there. And a lot of these kids, when they go to the bigger schools, they won't go there because they're thinking of going pro. But the ones who are saying, like, I'm going to be a volleyball player, right? Or, for example, our good friend Dane Blanton is the beach volleyball coach, national champions at USC. His teams are playing in Alabama, or they're going to play at Penn State. Those girls and the boys are going to be suffering through it. But at the same time, because of the football money, it's that catch-22. Do you want the football money? Because that allows you to have these beautiful facilities.
Right.
Or if you don't, then or do you want to be a Mountain West school?
Yeah. Bergman, what do you think about all this? Do you think we're doing a disservice to the sports other than football and basketball?
I think like when it's certain sports, yes. But like if it's a beach volleyball thing, UCLA has to be here.
Go
near
play
a
at
beach.
Penn State.
No, they play on campus.
No, this is a new thing. Because I live in Manhattan Beach, and all these Manhattan Beach boys and girls get scholarships to go all over the country.
The beach volleyball championships are in Alabama.
Yeah, Nebraska has a really
They
good
build
beach
these
volleyball
facilities,
team.
yeah.
They're moving already. Look, it's like Beto's saying, it is a catch-22 because you're getting all that money for football and basketball. So it's better for the school. It's better for the athlete in general because then when they can fly a little bit nicer. So I mean.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard, but I think it's better overall this is the way the world is going anyway.
You get left behind if you don't. Like,
right.
What thing you don't want to be,
Adapt
John?
or die. Like, that's what we're at.
You're still going to be a kid who says, for example, kids that were thinking about going to Arizona State, I know a quarterback who would have committed.
Yeah.
Is going to be a senior this year. He was going to Arizona State because he got to play in the Pac-12.
Right. And now that's over.
He wasn't going to SC because they're loaded with the quarterback. He could go to Arizona State, be a starter of the Pac-12. Now, his commitment is wide open. Where can I go right now to figure things out? Because they're going to this Big Ten. He's now looking at some of these schools that are Big Ten because he can now come home to play SC, UCLA. Because that was one of the selling points for him to go into Arizona State was I still get to come home.
But now
and
he
play
could
here.
go to Michigan and come back to play SC.
You
and
can
UCLA
go to
all the
Wisconsin
time.
and come back here. Like Purdue is starting to get kids from the West Coast. Like who? I don't even know where Purdue is. I know it's in Indiana somewhere, but I never thought about that. But that's how these kids think because kids now, John, when they go to their 7-on-7 in 6th grade,
I know.
They're going to college.
A lot of them aren't even playing on their high school teams. They're all going to club sports.
Exactly. And you want to talk about the quarterbacks. They go, like the 7-on-7 used to be your high school team. Now you have a quarterback from Southern California, receivers from Vegas, receivers from Dallas, a kid from Texas. That's the 7-on-7 world has become, ask Steve Clarkson, he'll tell you all about this, how it is just out of control because there's so much money being there. And it's, hey, I'm going to Miami. Me and you, we can hook up here. It's football is driving everything. And we're going to pay for it. We're going to watch it. What are you going to do? Not watch it?
Right. Well, what's interesting, too, is like when I go on a road trip, we'll hit, like if we go to the middle of the country, we'll play the Bulls in Chicago, the Bucks in Milwaukee, the Pacers in Indiana, and the Pistons in Detroit. And they can do the same thing. They're going to bounce around all over the place. But Beto, I fly private.
Yeah.
These lesser teams, the non-football, non-basketball teams, are all at the mercy of the flights and the airport. Sometimes you got to get up at 4 a.m.
Yep.
I just wonder what we're doing here.
That's going to be the problem right there. Like we've been on flights where you say, oh, that's the Cal State Fullerton baseball team. They're going somewhere like, damn, they're on Southwest. You're in the middle row. Like that's where a lot of it happens.
You're 6'8" power forwards in the middle seat on Southwest.
I was talking to some of the friends, bro. When you play baseball in college, it's not glamorous.
Right. A lot of long bus rides.
Yeah. And you drive down to San Diego if you're from Santa Barbara, whatever it is. Travelers will tell you stories. But there was something that came out today that Oregon, when they go to Hawaii, it's over 2,000 miles to fly to Hawaii
Right.
for a non-conference game.
Yeah.
Now their conference game going to Rutgers is farther than a non-conference game.
Yeah, so it's going to be a whole new world that I don't
It's
think
different.
everybody really thought
And
out.
nobody really knows what we're getting ourselves into either.
Right. And
That's
we're
scary.
we're about to find out. All right, coming up next, we'll spin the wheel of questions. Beto in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. How would it change the world if people, so all people, were incapable of lying? Would it make the world better or worse? Greg, what do you think?
So I think it would make it worse, especially now in today's society where we are now with all the social media and everything else. Being honest all the time, no way would things go well. There was this movie, do you remember? It was a long time ago called Invention of Lying with Ricky Gervais.
Okay.
They kind of have this same theory where no one knew how to lie. They just, throughout the movie, they kind of figured out how to lie.
Right.
But it was all kind of about this.
Brian, what do you think? If everyone was incapable of lying, does it make the world better or worse?
I think to start it would make it a lot worse.
Right.
But I feel like over time it would get better. People, you would realize you can't lie, all that. But I feel like, immediately, like if this was tomorrow, it's going to hell.
Beto, what do you think?
It's worse. Tell me that I look good. Don't lie to me. Tell me that I'm fat. That I'm skinny. Because I know that the Sunday Swagger shirt's a little snug today. So just tell me. Lie to me. Tell me I'm beautiful.
I think you're looking very swole.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm beautiful, he says.
Tell me I'm beautiful. Let's go. I love my hair.
Bergman is 100% right. It would be a disaster if you were incapable of lying. Because think about how many times lying could be a good thing. Like, if you had to tell the truth, remember that movie Liar, Liar with Jim
That's what
Carrey?
I was Googling
Great
right
movie.
now. Like,
Yeah.
what is that,
Movie.
Truman?
Great movie.
Yeah.
I kept thinking Truman Show. No, but it's Liar, Liar.
It led to massive
blue.
chaos.
The pen
Yes.
is blue.
A lot of people would say, "Oh no! If no one could lie, it would all the world would be a more
No
honest,
way.
earnest place." No, it wouldn't.
How would
people would
agents
hate
survive?
each other? Yeah, people would absolutely hate
How would
each
Hollywood
other.
survive?
Oh, Hollywood's a bunch of walking liars.
You're a great actress.
So a friend of mine has a great line for that. I said, so if you're not gonna hire somebody, like Beto, let's say you audition for something, and you bomb the audition, and I'm not gonna hire you. So your agent calls me and says, hey John, what did you think of Beto? My friend came up with a great line to get out of that. So I won't be lying, but I'll be conveying a clear
Let
message.
me write this one down.
Ready?
Yes.
I think Beto's best work is ahead of him.
Oh, damn, I've heard that.
In other words,
Doesn't that mean you suck?
yes.
Okay, so how is that a good thing?
It's a good thing that I didn't lie.
Well, you did not lie.
You're right.
It's just going to get better.
Yeah. You have
Damn
it's
it, I heard
a
that.
nicer way of saying he has nowhere to go but up.
Oh, I
Right?
sent my reel when I was first starting to do play-by-play to somebody, and I got back, hey, we think your best work is ahead of you. I was trying to get an agent.
Yeah.
Like, we think your best work is ahead of you. Keep plugging away. There's a lot of upside with you. We see some intangibles that we really like. Stay in contact. And I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. So, I kept doing the practicing. Then I realized, damn it, they never emailed me back.
Yeah,
Damn, that hurts.
I think we need lying. Let's put it that way. I think lying is quite
I
appropriate.
love Mason. I love Taylor Swift.
Okay, so Brian found this one.
Damn, that hurt.
Mookie Betts and Corbin Carroll were on a podcast together, and they were talking about baseball fights. Remember,
Yeah.
we had that fight this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mookie has his own podcast.
Yeah, between Jose Ramirez and Tim Anderson. And I've always thought baseball fights are kind of stupid. Because what happens is two guys get in a dust-up, and then in this particular fight, an umpire got in between them, and then the umpire jumped out of the way, and Tim Anderson got leveled. That hardly ever happens. Most baseball fights are hold me back fights, as Jalen Rose used to say.
Hold me back.
So you and I are on opposite teams. We run into the middle. We're just grabbing onto each other,
Yeah.
and making sure nobody gets hurt.
The best is the bullpen guys that run in together.
So I thought what Mookie Betts and Corbin Carroll did was really smart. They have made a pact the next time the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers are in a fight. Listen to this.
The other day in Cleveland, there was a brawl that went on. When you're playing a sport, trying to feed your family, you're around the boys all day, every day for 8 months. Things just kind of boil over. It could be anything, right? That was kind of crazy. I would have been the umpire. He started in there, and he backed out of there. He was out of there quick. You guys can have it. TA's my boy. He got him. You know what I'm saying? He just got.
We had a team meeting about it. Players only. We said if someone gets knocked out on the field, there is no way that there's nothing thrown after that. No one fought after. You got to protect your boy, right?
If there's a fight that breaks out with us, I love you guys to death. I'm just going to be pulling people out of there.
So that's our agreement. If we ever brawl, we'll come hold each other back.
Truce.
I think at least they get points for honesty, right?
Yeah. I mean, guys like Mookie are not throwing punches.
I would be so mad if Mookie Gregg broke his hand in a baseball fight and was out for 4 months. You know how dumb that is?
Me?
Yeah, hold me back is the key to all baseball fights. I think that these guys are really smart.
There's some people that really want to fight, Jose Ramirez was one of them.
Right.
Because but Ramirez even said it's Tim Anderson's the one who started yapping, so I defended myself. This is not very uncommon. All guys were like, hey, don't do anything, hold me back. The pact of I'm just going to pull guys off. Yeah, you don't have to say that, Mookie, because we know everybody is doing that. There's a select few that you know are going to throw a punch. But even then, though, it's one punch, maybe two, but they're not really landing. Like Rufnet Odor and Joey Bautista, now that was a punch, but it was only one way. This one right here from Anderson to and Ramirez, that was, again, one way. But most of the time, it's just get out of the way. Like even the umpire who was serving as referee,
just jumped right out of the way.
You're like, you know what? Maybe not. So yeah, I like to hear the truth. Actually, Mookie's podcast is pretty good. He does it very frequently.
Yeah,
too.
he's a really interesting guy to follow.
He's getting it.
All right, Greg Bergman said something to me today, Greg, that I thought would never ever come out of your mouth. Do you know what it is?
Today, I say a lot of stupid things, so I'm not sure what this one is.
This is something because I know how you feel about certain things, and I never thought this sentence would come out of your mouth.
We're going to take calls?
Even more unlikely than that. And we are taking calls in 10 minutes at 2 o'clock.
Take calls all day long.
No. Did you or did you not say to me, hey, Chip Kelly has a really good idea?
It is a really good idea.
No.
But have you ever uttered...
don't like it?
Wait,
No. You didn't say that.
Greg, have you ever uttered that sentence before today?
No, especially not a couple of years ago. but
now... You know what?
Now... It's actually a really good idea.
I agree with you. All right, so here's Beto. Here's the idea.
Wait, I'm still stuck on Greg Bergman's on Chip Kelly's side.
Yeah,
I am now.
We're both. So for people who don't know, Bergman and I are both. I went to UCLA. Greg's a huge UCLA fan, and we've seen Chip Kelly smile once in the 6 years he's been here.
No, you didn't.
He's just like the world's unhappiest human.
That's a curmudgeon, right there.
Yeah, right there. That's a good word for it. But Bergman's right. Listen to his idea. Are you ready?
Okay.
This was Chip Kelly yesterday. Notre Dame is an independent in football, but they're in a conference for everything else. Why aren't we all independent for football? Take the 64 teams in Power 5 and make that one division. Take the 64 teams in the group of 5, make that another division. We play for the championship, they play a championship, and no one else gets affected. Our sport is different than everyone else. We only play once a week. Travel's not a big deal for football, but it's a big deal for other sports. Greg, this is brilliant.
It's genius. It's what we should be doing anyway.
Okay, hold on. So there's 64 teams.
Right?
Yeah.
What if you're like team number 65?
You're out.
Then you're on the other one.
You go to the
You're
other
in the other
bracket.
Yeah.
So
we're talking 120. If you're 129, you have no skin in the game. But if you're 128, one of the top 128, it's Greg, he's basically stealing March Madness and putting it in football.
That's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You take the top 64 and then you split them up. How?
He just said, if you're a Power 5 school, well, now it's a Power 3.
Yeah.
But
still Power 4, but the fifth one just kind of went away.
But so we get all the schools that we're used to, Power 5 schools that have been in the college football playoff for the last several years.
Okay.
If you're in one of those conferences, so for our purposes, we'll say Big 12,
the SEC,
Big 10, and the SEC.
All
right.
So SC and UCLA are out.
No, they're in the Big 10 now.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right. So they're all in. So basically you play a tournament. Your football season is
a tournament.
A tournament. Yeah. And now the one thing
But how do you figure out who you play?
You just bracket it out at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you can still play. You can still have like UCLA and play USC and
you have
play
4
Washington,
brackets.
Yeah.
Oregon.
And basically at the end, if you come out of the 64 Power 5, you play the other team that comes out of the 64, and you have a national championship. It's March Madness.
But you're doing regionals, right?
Yeah, it's March Madness for football.
Imagine not having East-West Missouri State as your Week 12 opponent. You're always playing a Penn State or a Nebraska.
And the better you do,
Colorado.
But that's not going to work because logistic-wise, you're losing home games, right?
No, you still,
you just figure it out.
Yeah.
And his point is that
But what if you lose and then you play another loser?
You only play within the 64.
Yeah.
So you still have a 12-game schedule, just like normal, but you only play teams that are in that same 64.
Yeah, but
you're not playing East Carolina.
But you're not going to know
West,
your entire
North,
season, right?
Southeast.
Maybe not. No,
you're not going to know your entire season.
No, but every week you would have a different opponent.
But the college football, you got to plan logistically of like, okay, I know that
Why?
October 20th I'm going to Notre Dame game.
Yeah, but
Right?
but you know on Sunday for the following
For the
Saturday.
following week?
Yeah, you got
but there's people that plan their entire vacation or their trip. They're only going to go one road game for their team.
Well, they better pick a smart weekend.
But then all of a sudden you might end up having, say, SC who loses their first 3 games. If that happens, and they're playing.
Well, think about it. Think about it this way: with Notre Dame is independent in football, right?
Uh-huh.
And they play basically the same teams every single year.
No, I get what you're saying with that, but every week you don't know what you're playing against
Well, no,
next week.
you still would know. I don't think it's a tournament bracket.
Oh,
Like
is that a
too.
tournament bracket?
No,
Yeah.
I think it's you still have a regular 12 game
okay,
schedule.
Oh,
So-
I thought you were going tournament bracket.
Right.
You threw me off with the March Madness thing.
Right.
Yeah, well, and Beto, think of it this way: every team becomes Notre Dame. Every team becomes so you're not required. If you're USC, you're not required to play every other team in your conference.
So I don't have to play Rutgers.
You don't.
I just don't want to go to Rutgers.
You might not have to under this scenario.
I feel so bad for Rutgers.
Well, I'm going.
sometimes.
Everybody. That's the one team that everybody picks on, right?
It's like that guy that didn't want to go to Morgantown in West Virginia.
Right. Yeah, I actually think it's an idea that could totally work. I mean, we haven't fleshed out all the details, but
Yeah.
it could totally
If
work.
you can make some money, they can.
Yeah.
If they can make money and sell it, it can work.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
Oh, more money.
I think it'd just be so much better when you're not playing. Like I love that UCLA's been playing HBCUs just because it brings the band here and
That's
all
cool.
that kind of stuff. It's cool, but you're not playing them anymore. You're only playing Power 5 every single week. So that means there's going to be losses too. Alabama's not going to go run the table every single year. There's going to be more parity. You're going to have to play the good teams every week.
I don't want to play Iowa. If I'm UCLA, I don't want to see Iowa.
That was good
every once in a
occasionally.
while. Yeah, every once in a while.
They've been in the Rose Bowl. Iowa's been in the Rose Bowl.
But
Why not Iowa?
Yeah, what do you got against Iowans?
Right.
I just don't. I mean, besides the guy who used to work here, I mean, but like that right there, like what is the SC connection to Iowa, right? Or
Yeah. Has anyone talked to Taylor? Is he full?
M
is,
does.
Is he full into the farm now?
I
Is it-
believe
he better
so.
be.
Yeah,
I would hope so. He left for it. So.
Yeah.
Got to. That
Be
soybean
interesting.
ain't gonna grow itself.
All right, coming up, 2:00 call of the day. You can talk about anything we've
Fun.
been kicking around or bring up anything else you want. 877-710 ESPN. 877-710-3776. We'll take your phone calls next. Beto Duran in for Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hey, ESPN LA listeners, it's John Ireland. You want to play golf with me and corporate Drake Berkman? You can, thanks to Terranea. If you listen to the show, you know Terranea is my favorite place in the world. It's like going to Hawaii without getting on a plane. Well, you can play golf with Bergman and I at the links at Terranea, and then we'll buy you lunch. Here's how you win. Send a video of your golf swing to @ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram or on Twitter. We'll take a look at your golf swing. If you impress us, you'll be playing golf at Terranea with me and Bergman, and then we'll buy you lunch. And you can eat, all you can drink. We don't care. We're not paying.
Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
And if you'd mind sharing
2 o'clock in the Southland on a live imaging Wednesday on Mason and Ireland, Swift 710. But, Beto, you're okay with Yacht Rock.
Oh, I jam with Yacht Rock.
Okay, so beautiful. By the way, Beto Duran sitting in for Mason today, who's under the weather. The Cisco Kid, looking good in his Sunday swagger shirt.
Yeah.
By the way, in about 15 minutes, John, we're going to talk about the bit. Mason
for
and
the
Ireland.
golf tournament.
Mason and Ireland. Mason versus Ireland at Black Gold
Beautiful.
Golf Club. September 8th for our ESPN LA Golf Classic. But right now, it is time for Corporate Greg's favorite segment. Time for the 2 o'clock call of the day.
I love it.
Bergman hates callers.
No, I don't.
So be very nice to him when you call, or he might hang up on you. But we do take a call at 2 o'clock every day, at least one, and give you guys a chance to weigh in on all the stuff we're kicking around. Beto, pick a number between 1 and 5.
5.
This is Antoine. Antoine, you're on ESPN LA. Hi.
Hey, so I just heard what you guys were talking about with the college realignment thing.
Yeah.
He might be onto something with just making your own schedules like you would do in high school football. You make your own schedules, right? And you can do a home and home with the contract, like a 2-year contract, go home and home. And then you guys could still get your home games out of both teams and still get their home games. And then they just make the rankings out of that.
Right.
You have the guys in the suits make the rankings out of that, and then you pick your bowl games. Guys can pick the bowl games and go from there.
Yeah, thanks for the call. Beto, I think it could completely work if every school goes independent, and then you get your schedule's a clean slate.
Mm-hmm. There's something there. I obviously has to get worked out, but I can see something like that, because especially when you're going to go to so many schools that are going to be that powerful, that big, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have like schools that are going to be the haves and the have-nots, but now if you put it like this, it can even out some of the playing field. And the big thing is you reduce the travel,
right?
The cost of what's going on for these other sports.
Here's Bobby in LA. Hey, Bobby, you're on ESPN.
Wait, you're saying more than one?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bobby, what do you got?
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about something you know a little bit about, John, and that's the Lakers, NBA, and particularly Anthony Davis. He just signed that extension. And do you think that that he's done enough if he plays out his extension to get his number retired, or does he have to do a little more? And what about Michael Cooper and Derek Fisher? I think they should have his number retired too.
Okay, lot to unpack there, Bobby. First of all, it's easy to determine who's getting their number retired and who isn't, because the Lakers have a rule. If you make the Hall of Fame, your number gets retired. That's it. All right, so if you don't make the Hall of Fame, your number's not getting retired.
Yeah, it's just so many guys that are worthy of having numbers
I
retired
think
in different markets, but
Bobby,
the Lakers have a different status.
Yeah, Bobby, I think Michael Cooper will get in, and here's my argument for Coop. He was the best defensive player on 9 finals teams. 9. And if you look at the Hall of Fame, there are guys that are in there for defense and rebounding. Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace, dudes like that. Michael Cooper fits that mold, and Larry Bird once said he was the best individual defender he ever went up against. So I think it hasn't happened yet, but I think Coop is going to get in. I do not think Derek Fisher's getting in, even though he has a long Lakers historic history, but no, that's 2 words I can't say together. Historic history. He has a long Lakers history, but Beto, Fish is, and thanks Bobby for the phone call. Fish is never getting into the Hall of Fame.
You know where he's at now?
I saw he just took a high school job.
He's
right?
coaching at Crespi High School in Encino, Geeters alumni.
Good for him.
Yeah, so he's they have a good
all
program
boys
there.
school, right?
All boys school in Encino, and they have a really good program. So he went from NBA, WNBA, and now he's coaching in high school. So the wisdom that he can impart on some of these kids would be fantastic.
All right, Beto, here's somebody that's got a question for you. This is Jim in Thousand Oaks. Hey, Jim, you're on ESPN LA. Hi.
Hey, John. Hey, Beto. Beto, thanks for pinch hitting today. I always like when you're on because you always talk about prep sports. You talk about your kids. And I got 2 boys, 10 and 7. I know this is kind of a broad question, so you can kind of simple it down if you want. But question as to when is the best time to get him away from, like, the regular AYSO, whether it's soccer or that type of sport, and get into club and travel stuff.
Good question.
Yeah,
by the
that's
way.
good because I actually have this conversation a lot with people. So I started my kids in the club world when they were in middle school, when they got to 6th grade.
Which is how old? About 11 or 12?
Yeah, around 11, 10,
Okay.
11. But some people say I might be waiting too long. But here's the thing, though. You got to play the long game with that, and you don't want to have your kid burned out. Also, don't put them in there if the kid doesn't want to. It's a big time commitment. It's a big money commitment. If the kid wants to, then great. But I would wait till about middle school, and don't force them right away. You can try out with teams. You can play guest spots until the kid actually wants to do it. Because the last thing you want to do is them get to high school and say, sorry, Dad, I don't even want to do this.
Right, you burn them out.
Burned out
All
quick,
right,
and it happens
thanks,
a lot.
Jim, for the phone call. Let me ask you something that Michael feels strongly about. Michael Thompson. Michael will be in here tomorrow. Michael feels that one of the reasons so many guys are getting injured, particularly in baseball and basketball, is that these kids at a very young age, probably around the age you're talking about, 11, 12, 13 years old, are being put into specialty sports and not being allowed to do anything else. Michael said that when the basketball season ended, when he used to play, he didn't pick up a basketball until about a month before the next season was going to start. He went and cross-trained. He played tennis. He went swimming. He used other muscles. If you now have raised you have 2 teenagers now, so you're right in the middle of this. Some coaches believe, all right, you got to, if your kid has an aptitude for a certain sport, if you like, say your kid's a really good basketball player, that he should be playing basketball 12 months a year. Other people say, no, do it like when you and I grew up. Put him in seasons. Play baseball in baseball season, football in football season, basketball. That way he's using all his muscles.
Yeah.
Where do you come down on that?
100% agree with Michael because he's the one who told me to do it. And I've been following the Michael blueprint. Mind you, I'm not raising millionaire athletes like he is.
Yet. Yeah.
But the thing about that, though, when my kids were in elementary, they played everything. It was football season, soccer season, basketball season, whatever it was, play everything, swimming, everything possible. And once they got to the club world, like I would still have Mateo play basketball with his club team.
Yeah.
But I made sure that he played flag football at his school, or he would play baseball in a rec league, just something different for the different muscles. And
So you're not using the same muscles every single
that's the
day over and
worst.
over.
Like my daughter she's going to 8th grade, and she's really all about soccer. I'm like, damn it, Michaela! Today we're going to the basketball gym, and we're going to shoot. Like you're going to do something. I make sure she knows how to throw a football, just stuff like that for it. But because they need that break, so my son graduated this year, and he's going to leave in 2 weeks. He's going to go play Division III in New Jersey for a whole month. I was like, don't do anything. Go be a kid. Go to the beach. Relax and just let your body heal. And
right.
Like he didn't in high school. He didn't play other sports because at Bosco you have to play one. You're not it's a college factory. But I would always tell him, you don't feel good today, take it off, because there's a lot of times where kids like, I need to work out today. No, you don't. Mix it up. Do different things.
Well,
golf is great.
Greg, one of the things that's happening is most of these young pitchers that are coming into the major leagues are having Tommy John surgery when they're in high school.
Yes.
Which is, to me, insane. I mean, I know they need it. They need to get it done.
If they need it, and
but now they're
usually
doing
makes
it
you stronger, right? Throw
now,
it off faster. Yeah.
guys are. It used to be, oh no, my career is over. Now guys are good. It's out of the way. Like that's how they're thinking now.
But it feels like the younger guys that are getting them are having to do a second one that's starting to come up more often, and that's a problem.
Because the healing part, they're not allowing themselves to heal.
Right.
It's
right.
interesting.
Look, Dustin May. I mean, he's going through some of this stuff right now.
Coming back too soon.
Yep.
Right. And so I don't know if it's unrealistic to tell parents to make their kids, because what happens is, and Beto,
John, some of these parents are out of control.
Well, and this probably happened with you when you were raising Mateo. They say, hey, listen, if he wants to get ahead, he's got to commit to this 12 months a year.
Oh, yeah.
And
they do that for soccer for the girls. Oh, I'm like, no.
Trudell's kids are little, and they're telling Trudell that now.
I see, because I follow Trudell on Instagram, and because we'll be at the same tournaments, just
and they're
different
telling
fields.
their 6-year-olds that they can't take a week off.
So Trudell does good. Where he has his kids. He has the kids in the club soccer. Then they're also playing baseball. I'm like, Mike, how your wife is a saint, because they got the little one too. Because you guys travel so much, but you're starting to do that, and you have to. There's parents who's like, how come your daughter doesn't have a private trainer? Because
it costs too much money.
And because she's not about that. She wants to train, but she doesn't want to train 3 days a week, which is good. But when you want to do that, the last thing you want to do is send your kid to somebody that trains. I see this a lot in boxing too, because a lot of times boxing, as they say in Spanish, deporte de los pobres. It's a poor man's sport. So you're literally finding your way out of poverty or wherever you may be. So some of these dads are pushing these kids and their daughters to fight and fight and fight. And you see kids coming up, and like, what 9-year-old wants to go run 3 miles in the morning?
Right.
You know, like we saw that in the Oscar De La Hoya doc that he had, The Golden Boy on Netflix, where on HBO Max, where his dad was raking him up at 4 a.m. John, some of these, I'll tell you off the air who some of these guys are doing it, but what they're doing to their kids of, hey, we're going to do these military-style workouts. Kid's 12. What are you doing at 5 a.m.?
No kidding.
Why do you want to wake up at 5 a.m.? Nobody wants to wake up at 5 a.m. in general.
Yeah.
Let alone to work out when you're in middle school.
Yeah, it's a very interesting argument, and I'm hoping more parents realize that if you make your kid do 12 months a year, the exact same muscles all the time, he's heading for an injury.
Yeah, the one thing I never wanted to have was the resentment of my kid saying, you forced me to do this.
Right.
Because if it was up to me, my kid, who is 6'2" and then left-handed, would be pitching somewhere right now. Believe me, when he became left-handed, I was like, yes, gold mine. And then he tells me, Dad, I want to play basketball. I'm like, 6'2" Mexican basketball player. Okay, great. Yeah, here we go. Lefty.
Right. So I want you guys to think about all the pop culture you've consumed. Movies, books, TV, comics. Who's the biggest jerk in pop culture history? The Ringer is trying to get that answer, and we'll explain it to you coming up. Beto Duran in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
Quarter after 2 p.m. in the Southland. Live Imaging Wednesday, Yacht Rock Wednesday with Johnny I and Beto Duran. This is
one of the
good.
patron saints of Yacht Rock.
This is great.
The great Kenny Loggins, the Caddyshack theme.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk a little golf.
Okay, now this is your idea for the ESPN LA golf tournament.
Yes, Friday,
Okay.
September 8th at Black Gold
All right,
Golf
let's
Club
hear it.
in Yorba Linda. Give me my golf music there. There we go. We always like to try to figure out a good bit. Now, we've got the 19th hole with Sedano and Cap, the afternoon show, the Circle of Trust.
With Beto and Cap, Sedano will not be there.
You're right.
Let's go. I have a show too now, Chris.
Yo, you heard me take
I
that
heard
swing
that.
earlier?
And then I changed it. Hello, Victor Brick.
Meanwhile, 2 years ago, we did Mason versus Ireland. Now, to make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more bite-sized for the
Okay.
social media audience, that morning, before the official tournament begins, Mason versus Ireland on the par 3 holes. But listen to this. We'll make it a team format.
Okay.
So there's 4 very difficult par 3s. Not that difficult, but they're
Yeah.
tough at Black Gold.
Yeah. The one, hole number 10 is very hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down
And
to
then
that
there's
slope.
that one where I beat Mason where he has to hit it over the canyon. He has a
Yeah,
maybe
that's-
we let him hit from the ladies' tees
Yeah,
on that hole. But what's your idea?
That's number 8.
Okay.
Sam Pines, our owner, is a scratch golfer.
Stop it.
Yeah. He takes Steve. He is. I've played with him.
I've played with him.
You don't think he's a scratch golfer?
I
when,
do not.
when he's really focused, not
okay,
talking
maybe.
business.
He didn't play scratch today. I played.
What did he play?
Mountain Gate.
What did he shoot?
Probably 85.
I ain't no scratch.
Well, he was more scratch with me then.
Okay.
But that's at Black Gold. He's played it a couple times.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's a good golfer.
Put
How
him
about
with
that?
Mace.
Put him with Mace, and put Corporate Greg with you.
And I can't take Travis because
No,
Travis
no.
will be on the air.
Yeah. And that's he won't
And
be on
Travis
the
is
air.
pretty good.
He won't be on the air, but that's just not fair. You and Travis on a team?
Yeah.
John?
No, Bergman and I would take them down.
Yeah.
I shot a 94 at Hillcrest.
That's a good.
Last week.
That's a good score for that
Good
course.
flex. Good flex.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Just like
Challenge
Hillcrest. I
accepted.
played Hillcrest.
So Mace
Mason and
Pine-
Sam against Greg and me. Yeah, Greg and I'll win.
Okay.
Challenge accepted. Four hole tournament.
4-hole tournament, the par 3s.
Okay.
I'm in.
Yeah, we're Bergman. If we
I
need
just
to.
have to slow down the swing, and I'm.
Yeah, you're fine. No, we're
Part
gonna win.
threes are just
So we're thinking that'll
crapshoot.
happen
You got this.
Okay, so
That'll-
that's the morning of the
About 8 a.m.
before Mason and Ireland.
about 8 a.m.
I
and then
will
at
be
9
there.
a.m. you and Burr can go play the course like
Okay.
we did that one year before
Yeah.
the tournament begins. And then,
Whatever
of
you
course,
want.
You'll have your show. So 8 a.m. on
By
social
the way,
media.
that's a great week. That's the day after the NFL season opens. The NFL season opens on Thursday night, September
Yeah.
7th.
Right.
I think it's
So the next morning we can all laugh
Lions
about
at Chiefs.
about the Chiefs banging the Lions like a rented mule.
bam.
Exactly.
It is a final.
And then, so the next day we'll be at Black Gold that whole day. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, beautiful. All right, done.
Look at
In.
that.
Good idea.
Poor
Good work.
Mace. It
Good
happened
work.
when he wasn't even here.
Yeah, oh, he'll be fine. And play. They're
Yeah.
using all of Sam's shots anyway.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
Mace.
Yeah, but Mason may call in at like what time did you say you want to do it? About 8?
8 a.m.
Mason will call you at 7:30. Say he's out.
I love for
yeah.
the
I'm ready. I'll be
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
when we make a promo out of the YouTube video that we just have live because we're streaming live as always. Me saying Sam Pines is the scratch golfer and John just going nope. And I didn't realize he shot 85. That's a bad score for him.
I think around then I have to ask him.
Did you beat him that day?
I think so.
Oh, that's nice.
But
You gotta
I-
love Johnny I
maybe
just
I-
beating the owner straight up.
Maybe I have that wrong, but I don't remember him shooting anywhere close to 72.
Oh, I like it.
But
72.
but let's
You'd remember a 72.
yeah, let's see. Yeah, no,
But-
I'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere.
By the way, if you,
Irish, baby.
If you want to play in the ESPN LA Golf Classic, sign up right now. We're only selling foursomes, so you got to get your friends to Venmo you the cash. Go to ESPNLA.com, click the ESPN LA Golf Classic logo, and you can join us Friday, September 8th at Black Gold Golf Club in Yorba Belinda. Back to you, Johnny I.
All right, thank you, Chris. Now, Beto, I mentioned that the Ringer has come up with a really
Yeah.
good idea in the heat of summer. They're hosting a pop culture jerk bracket. Now, they define a jerk as, quote, a character can be rude while also being funny, annoying but also appealing, idiotic while entrancing, interesting and frustrating and entertaining and low stakes, all the ways a hero or a villain rarely is. So it can't be a villain. It can't be a flat bad guy. It just has to be a jerk. I'll give you a good example. I think the one to beat in this pop culture jerk bracket is Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore. I think
Perfect.
he's one of the one seeds.
Shooter, yeah. Okay, that
Right?
kind of style.
Okay, so
All right.
but Bergman, here's my sleepers. All right,
Okay.
White Goodman from Dodgeball, Ben Stiller in
good one.
Dodgeball.
Yeah, that's strong.
Nobody makes me bleed my
No,
own
that-
blood.
That's strong. That's strong.
Remember he fired Christine Taylor so he could date her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I think it's a. How about this one? Jonah Ryan from Veep.
He's so good. I love that character so much. He's hilarious.
Jonah Ryan from Veep is also another excellent one. And then my third, I think this guy is a classic jerk. Johnny Lawrence from Karate
Oh,
Kid.
absolutely. Absolutely.
He's just misunderstood.
Oh,
Yeah.
do
But
tell.
Greg, that's part of the. All right, so here are the one seeds.
Yeah.
All right, here are the one seeds.
This is on the ringer?
Yeah. Shooter McGavin,
Winner.
George Costanza. I don't think Costanza's enough of a jerk.
Well, the jerk store called.
Yeah, I think. All right. Do
He
you
ran out of you.
Do you guys? Oh, I know, Bergman. You do.
What?
You watch. What's the cartoon that Riley was in the play about?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob. You watch SpongeBob. So Squidward.
She was Squidward.
Squidward is a one seed in the pop
That's
culture jerk
he
bracket.
is very, very evil and a jerk.
And if Jorge were here, he would appreciate this. Biff
Yeah,
Tannen
I was about
from
to say
Back
that.
to the Future.
Biff for sure.
So looking at this, Lucille Bluth as a 4 seed.
Is
from
that
Arrested
Portia de Rossi or is that Jessica
No,
Walter?
Jessica Walter, the
Okay,
mom.
right.
She is brilliant
Okay.
as a jerk in that show. God rest her soul.
Now, there are a few in here that I thought don't really qualify as jerks. Like Jamie
Dr. Ray
Tart.
Cox?
Jamie Tart from Ted Lasso. He's
The-
too
the
nice.
Jamie Tart.
Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart.
Wait, what do you mean he's too nice?
In the first season, he's a massive jerk.
He's an absolute jerk. But
He
by
just has
the-
a rough edge.
Right,
But he's
by
not
the-
a jerk about it.
Right. Yeah. So I don't think he can win.
No, he's
How
just
about
rough.
Beto? How about this
He
one?
takes gum and he puts it in when they're trying to give money. He takes gum and puts in there instead of money into the box.
All right. How about this
Oh,
one?
wait a minute. I'm thinking of the guy with the beard.
Oh no,
Roy
you're
Kent.
thinking of Roy Kent.
No, not Roy Kent. Oh, Jamie Tart. Oh, absolutely.
Okay. How about this? Spencer Pratt from The Hills. You guys ever watch The Hills?
I did not watch The Hills.
All right. He was a pretty good jerk.
Han Solo is a 2. I mean, he is a
Okay,
jerk.
which bracket are you guys looking at?
I
I'm
like
looking
Larry
up right here.
David as the 2 seed.
Larry David is
He's
funny.
misunderstood.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Right,
misunderstood.
right, he
Is
is.
absolutely
He's not
right.
a jerk. You know what it is? The people around him are jerks.
Yeah, like I don't think Han Solo
They
is a
understand
jerk.
where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Han Solo's a jerk, and he's
Han
in the
Solo
he's
is,
in the
but-
bracket.
Okay, so
Like Bugs Bunny, not a jerk.
Oh no, Bugs is a jerk.
no.
Bugs is a jerk.
Well,
Look at
they
you.
agree with you,
he
Greg.
messes with
right.
Elmer Fudd the whole
Here's what I
time.
like: the Waterbury Open, Tom's Restaurant, Bikini Bottom, and Hill Valley High. Those are the brackets.
Right.
Wait, Kenny Powers is 6? Nah, Kenny. Oh, Kenny's gonna destroy.
All right, now how about this?
Terrible show.
How about this? Val Kilmer as Iceman in the original Top Gun movie. Is he a jerk? He's just a really good pilot who's kind of a hard ass.
Aren't they all like that though?
No, I mean
he
like-
wasn't really a jerk.
Yeah, but he's in the jerk bracket.
How is Cartman only a 5 seed in South Park?
Cartman's just funny.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
Stifler
Needs to be
from
higher.
the American Pie movies as a 5?
Nah, he's just a tool.
Yeah, I agree.
He is. Ferris Bueller is a jerk.
How's Ferris a jerk?
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. I didn't.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good one.
Ron Burgundy as a 3 seed. Is
Yeah,
he a jerk?
Ron Burgundy's not a jerk.
No, he's just a TV guy.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay.
Jerk.
I kind of like that one. I think he could be a higher seed
You-
than was
Brian,
it
you
10?
think he can win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's put on some great
Wait,
lines.
why is Jim Halpert a jerk?
Yeah, I don't.
messes-
He
The Office.
messes with Dwight the entire show.
But
Dwight's a
Dwight's a
jerk.
jerk.
Yeah, but for him doing it constantly for no reason. apparently.
He's selling paper.
He's just sitting there selling paper, and he's just going after Dwight for no reason.
He also stole Pam away from Roy, kind of a deal.
There
You know,
you
this
go.
is-
Good call.
Roy slipped that. Roy messed
Okay,
up the
so
bag.
have you guys ever heard Ryan Russillo
Yep,
go
we sure
off
have.
on the deep end on this? He thinks Pam is a
the
jerk.
jerk.
Not the same story.
Yeah, he thinks Pam Beasley is a jerk.
Well,
so
she leaves, Roy for
Hey,
it.
I'll-
Roy was a doofus.
Yeah, but Roy became a millionaire, so good for
Yeah, he
him.
did.
Veruca Salt from Chocolate Factory.
I want
yeah.
an Oompa Loompa now.
Yeah, should be higher than that.
Do you guys agree with me that the man to beat is Shooter McGavin?
Yeah, Shooter's the one.
He's
He's
so
the one.
good.
But Biff
I
is
like Lucille
strong,
Bluth.
though, because we all
Biff
wanted to
is a
see
good one.
when the manure fell on Biff and Back to the Future. We all got excited for that.
Okay, so who wins between Lucille Bluth and Newman from Seinfeld?
Oh, that's good.
Who's Lucille Bluth?
Lucille Bluth is
You ever watch
Jessica
Arrested
Walter.
Development?
Arrested Development's really funny.
Which
3
character?
seasons, amazing. She's the mom.
Oh, the mom.
They're
mom.
the whole Bluth family is a friggin' mess.
Those are John's neighbors in Newport.
Yeah, no, you know that show is shot in Newport
Oh, I know.
Beach.
The was it in Balboa?
Right, where I used to
The
work.
banana stand. There's
Those
always
are all the
money in the banana
Those are all the
stand.
people that Bill McDonald and I lived at that banana
Oh,
stand.
but I've only watched a couple seasons. Hilarious, and all I kept thinking was about you and Billy Mack down there on the pier.
Yeah. That show was very emblematic of what our upbringing was like.
I think I would run her all the way to the finals, Lucille Bluth.
I just don't think she has the name recognition to get to the finals.
She's
the problem
so
is, she's in the bracket where Costanza is number one. I thought Jamie Lannister as an 8 seed was kind of seeded too high. Or I guess too low.
Game of Thrones, I don't know.
Kind of got soft.
Yeah, towards the end. Pete Campbell from Mad Men, not enough of a jerk. There's a bunch of people in this thing but I still think in the end. All right, so my final 4.
I love that you'd fill out the bracket.
Yeah. my final 4 would be Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah.
A 6 seed coming out of.
You always have one like that. The VCUs that come through, right?
Shooter McGavin, he's a 1 seed.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they would be in the top half of my bracket. And then in the bottom half,
Caillou's in there. Caillou's terrible.
I saw that too. I can't believe
Caillou. Why is Caillou a jerk?
Because I did not let my kid watch that show.
Why?
Caillou, that kid's annoying and whiny.
He's very annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a jerk, but yeah,
He's
very
a
annoying.
jerk.
All right,
Roman Roy is in there as a 3 seed.
Oh.
That's not a bad. Roman's a great jerk, though.
Yeah.
He is really, really good. I think now the winner would come out of my top half of the bracket. Now there's in the bikini bottom bracket, I would probably go Jonah Ryan, but here's a good sleeper. Phil Connors, Bill Murray's character in Groundhog Day. The weatherman.
So I just rewatched that for some apparent reason. I don't know why, but he's such a nice guy towards the end of it. And that's how he gets out of it.
We don't like that then. No, he's not jerky enough.
You got to be a jerk the whole way through.
All the way. You own the jerk store.
Then Jonah Ryan out of the bikini bottom bracket. And then because I have to have somebody from the Hill Valley High bracket, even though this person won't win because it's the weakest of the 4 brackets, I would probably that first round battle between Kenny Powers and Spencer Pratt.
That's solid. That could be an upset.
Is really good. I would probably take either Biff Tannen or Kenny Powers. Did you like Eastbound and Down?
No, but I like Danny McBride.
But they're getting out.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You can't. Fred O'Banion, who is in Dazed and Confused, O'Banion character.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
That was Ben Affleck's character.
Ben Affleck's character, yeah. Ben Affleck's
we had the
character
pattern. I was like, "Dang, he flunked again."
Yeah,
I think
that's a
he's
jerk.
the best. He's a jerk the entire way through.
Yeah.
He's never has any redemption. He goes all the way through. As a 14 seed? No,
that's too low. Too low.
Yeah, he's gonna go all the way through in that.
Bunch of jerks.
All right, so
Heck
who wins the whole thing?
Shooter.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, Lucille Bluth.
What do you think,
wins.
Brian? Who wins the whole thing?
I think it'd be Biff, honestly.
Biff Tannen.
Yeah,
Biff.
All right, there you go. You want to check that out? It's at the Ringer.
That's solid.
He becomes soft at the end too after they rewrite history.
Shooter owns being a jerk all the way, man.
And with
he
the
owns
finger
character.
guns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shooter. We had Christopher McDonald in studio, Mason and I. We were doing the TV show over on the Fox lot. He could not have been a nicer guy.
He owns that character, which is good.
Right.
Some people run away from, like, I don't want to be known as that guy. But he owns it. He still goes to, like, charity events and stuff like that.
He came in.
He still tweets as if he's Shooter.
Yeah, he came in when he was just starting off on Ballers, when he was playing basically Jerry Jones on Ballers. He just couldn't have been nicer. Huge Chris McDonald fan.
Hey, so Griza on Twitter in the Mason Island Mafia says, biggest jerk, it's got to be J.K. Simmons from Whiplash.
Oh, that's a great one.
He is a massive
I just watched
jerk.
that. I watched that like a month
again.
ago. It's so good.
It
Have you
is
seen
great.
Whiplash, Beto?
No.
Miles
Teller
is a drum prodigy, and he goes to this exclusive music school in New York City. And J.K. Simmons is the professor, and he's like the Bobby Knight of drum professors. And he's a jerk the whole. He won an Oscar, I think, for that role.
Are you rushing or are you dragging?
Are you rushing or are you effing rushing or are you dragging? It's really, really good. Yeah, that's a great one, Greg. Okay, so coming up next. This is something I've always wondered about. Fashion faux pas at sporting events.
Oh.
Okay, for example.
We see a lot of that at Laker games.
Yeah, for example, am I allowed to wear a Sixers hat with a Lakers jersey? Now, don't say anything yet. Don't say anything.
Turn my mic off.
All right. We'll get into that next. First, let me tell you about Terranea. It's my favorite place in Southern California to go, a luxury resort like no other. I've been talking about Terranea for years, long before they became an advertiser, and I'm so glad they're with us now because I always tell people it's the best-kept secret in Los Angeles. It's like going to Hawaii without getting on a plane. They have every type of imaginable accommodation. You want a basic hotel room? They got it. You want a bungalow, casita, villa, which is like a house? They got all of them. They offer 8 distinct dining experiences. They have an oceanfront spa, an award-winning golf course, 4 swimming pools. You want a kayak, stand-up paddleboard, tide pools, guided hikes, meet and greets with the falconer, art classes. Is this enough for you? The spa at Terranea alone is worth making the trip. It's a fantastic spot. And the guy who runs it, Ralph Grippo, is my favorite hotel exec in the country. He's just better at this than anybody else, and he won't rest until you have a great stay. Check him out at terranea.com. I'll spell it for you. Terrenea. Terranea. 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 Terranea.com.
Poor producer Brian getting distracted by the fun and games department. What are we doing, Jack? Let the man do his job. Anyway, it's a live imaging Wednesday right here on Mason and Ireland, which means yacht rock like this classic from Michael McDonald. Beto Duran sitting in for Mace, who's under the weather. Now, Beto likes the yacht rock. He doesn't like the T-Swift.
I dig the yacht rock, man.
Well, Beto, the good news for you is tonight's it. Tonight's the 6th of the 6 shows, so I think all the T-Swift talk will die down after tomorrow.
You just met Morales?
No. Chris stays on, he's topical. Chris keeps. Chris
knows he knows how to extend.
He likes to stick and move.
Like they tell us on TV, keep going.
I do. I stick and move, and I don't mean any of it.
Yeah, that's the best part.
It just goes away.
The best is how you and I are just working the circle of trust. These people think you and I hate each other.
No, it's hilarious. They don't get that it's all a bit.
Yes.
90% of radio is a bit.
Absolutely. Well,
yeah. It's like the 10%'s reserved for when something serious happens.
Yeah, that's usually a firing.
But well, not even that. We make fun of those. But I mean, like, some serious stories pop every. The best example is Kobe. But the 90% of the time we're goofing around.
And by the way, I openly have said I stole it from Kiss FM. I heard it last Friday that they were doing Swift FM. I went, you know what? This would be funny if we did Swift 710, just to annoy some people that are mad at Emily for being passionate about something. And by the way,
no, they're not mad at Emily. They're mad at you.
Oh, well, that's fine too.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Like, really?
That's true.
We're getting ready for the Rams. Okay, we were at training camp. Preseason starts this weekend for the Rams.
Well, July and August are the toughest months to do sports radio.
And that's when we're having the most fun. We're gonna be talking a lot of sports in about a month. Don't worry.
So, Chris, hang around for this because I'm curious. You go to a lot of games.
Yeah.
So, Carson Wentz. You guys know who Carson Wentz is, the quarterback. He was seen working out this week. Somebody took a picture of him. He was wearing an Eagles helmet, Colts shorts, and a Washington Commanders jersey in the workout.
Got it all covered.
Sounds like Michael Thompson.
Right. Is that socially acceptable? For example, Chris, you were just at Rams training camp. Can I wear a Dodger jersey to Rams training camp, or is that weird?
A Dodgers jersey?
Correct.
I think it would be okay. Like if you were on the air or you were just a fan.
Let's say I'm on the air.
I think wearing a Dodgers jersey with like maybe a Rams T-shirt underneath would be okay.
Okay, you know that was my second question, Beto. Am I okay to mix worlds? If I have a Dodger jersey and a Rams hat,
Yeah,
is
because
that
they're both
okay?
from the same city.
Yeah,
It looks a little awkward.
And they're the same color.
But Dodger jerseys, Laker jerseys, if you can wear them anywhere, right?
All right,
It's
how
like a
about
fashion
Greg?
accessory.
How about this one?
Okay.
As long as you're not at the game.
No, not at the game.
I'm
Training
at
camp,
a Lakers Celtics game,
Okay.
and I show up in a Dr. J jersey. Is that allowed?
No, I don't think. I mean, people, just because it's basketball doesn't mean you should wear it.
But it's
that drives me
become
nuts.
more
It
acceptable
has.
where people are just wearing jerseys
Right.
to go to a game.
Okay, so Chris,
You
how
see
about
that a lot at SoFi where Raider fans will wear their jersey if the Niners and the Rams are playing.
right? And which to me has always been weird.
Yeah, but the people are like, I'm a football fan.
All
I'm
right.
here.
They also want you to know they'll cut you.
But
Chris, what
we love
about
Raider fans? There's-
What about this one? I show up at a Dodger game with a Dodger game jersey, but it has my own name on the back. It says Ireland on the back.
So
I think this.
You don't know why Beto's getting so excited right now. Him laughing right now there's very much reason behind it.
All right.
Go ahead. I want to know the reason.
Go ahead, Beto.
All right, Beto, where do you
Go
come
ahead,
down
Beto.
on this? Because this to me,
And I also had a conversation about this. I want to have my say afterwards, Beto.
Wait a minute. Was
I
there
do
a
too.
I do too. But was
It's like, hold on. So
you know
yesterday,
who would do this, by the way?
Who?
Dave Singer.
oh, absolutely.
Oh no!
But
He
Singer
would
would put,
totally buy a Dodger
I could see
jersey
it.
with Singer. And here's
but
the
he
weird
would put
thing.
his nickname D Swing.
He's
on it.
right. Oh, the worst. Yeah. Oh, the worst.
So yesterday, we get tickets for the LAFC game. I go down there. I'm,
Oh, wait a minute.
Where's
Wait
my
a
seat
minute.
at? Where's my seat at?
No,
Am
you-
I in the right section? Where's it at? And I just see Bergman on somebody's back. Greg Bergman wore an LAFC jersey.
I did.
And it has his last name on the back.
did.
So
Okay.
I knew where my seats were at.
But wait a minute. That was probably a gift from them to you.
It was a gift from LAFC to me
Here
in
we
the
go.
2020
Here we
season.
go.
Okay, that makes it a little more acceptable,
yes.
but not much.
No,
Wait,
hold on.
I
have
didn't
more.
know that.
I have more.
I
Okay.
didn't know.
All right,
I have
explain
two,
yourself.
Okay, I have two LAFC jerseys.
Okay.
One that has nothing on the back of it, and one that says Bergman.
Okay.
So I went to the game with a lady friend of mine, and
Hey.
I wanted to give. I said, you can wear this one that doesn't have anything on the back, and
Well,
I'll
that
just
would
wear
have
the
been
one
weird
with
if you,
mine.
Chris, if you would have made her wear the bird.
I actually think that would have been more amazing.
So I
Had
gave.
you pulled that off, I
otherwise-
might have made you star of the day. That was
if she wasn't going to wear it, which she didn't end up wearing it anyway, but if she wasn't going to wear it, I was going to wear the one that didn't have my name on the back of it because I don't like it.
Okay,
But
Brian.
I wore it and because the LAFC was so nice to give it to me.
Brian,
All right,
honest
all
answer.
right,
Hold on.
I'll give you that
Brian,
one.
Brian Cohen, honest answer to this question. You promise you'll be honest?
I promise.
If I show up at an LAFC game in an LAFC jersey with Ireland on the back, is that a loser move or not?
I think so. Yeah, I think
It's a loser move, right?
Here's where
you
you
gotta
get
laugh a little bit.
get kind of a pass because you're the voice of the Lakers.
Right.
So if you showed up with you're a star, you're a real star in LA. So I think you could get a pass.
Wait a minute. Do you guys? How about
No,
this? Wait.
he's not getting a pass.
How about
Kind
this
of gets a
move?
pass
No,
because the
no.
team could have made it for him.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I
Hang it
think
on
it's
your wall.
different if you
No.
buy it yourself or if they give it to
Right,
you.
right. Okay, well, Chris, how about this one? Joel Embiid once went to a bar in Philadelphia wearing a Joel Embiid jersey.
No.
I think that's kind of a power move. If it's
What?
if you're an NBA player and it's your own jersey. That I just think he's trying to pimp out for girls, isn't he?
I would.
Well,
I think so.
I think he's tall enough he can get that. He doesn't need
Also,
help.
you would hope that
That's
they know who
fantastic.
you are without the jersey, right?
That's
All right.
fantastic.
In general, is it a violation, a fashion violation, if you wear a different, like if you wear to a Laker game, if you show up in a Rams jersey?
That's annoying. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't mix the
Wrong
sports.
sport.
'Cause it looks
But
like
I
you don't-
said to Chris, "Can I wear a Dodgers jersey in a Rams camp?" And he said,
But that's
it was
not a
fine.
game,
That's
though. That's
camp.
camp.
That's camp.
Like there's people that wear
Not a game.
jerseys
Not
just
a game.
because
Not a game.
Not a game. Birdman getting off.
Yeah.
By the way, I also asked her too. I was like, I don't want to wear this with my name. She's like, it's fine. You should wear that.
Yeah, but does she know the people you work around? That we're always looking for a bit.
By the way, if
all I know is I showed up with cookies. So
all right.
You did show up with the cookies. They're in my house.
Beto, answer this question quickly. Chris, I'll start with you. I hand you $200. I say you have to go buy a Dodger jersey. What jersey are you buying?
Hershiser.
Beto?
Fernando.
Greg?
Koufax.
Brian?
Koufax, too.
Okay, you all passed. This is the smart thing. You all picked a player who is tied to the Dodgers forever.
Oh, yeah.
If you would have gone to a current player.
Oh, they're traded.
Right.
They're
you
gone.
don't know. Like, I bought my son a Yu Darvish jersey 1 year. I mean, it wasn't a jersey. It was a shirt, that you could buy for like $18.
Yeah.
And Darvish was on the Padres the next year.
Does he still wear it ever?
It
Or
is,
no?
you know what it is now, Chris? True story. It's when you have cleaning ladies come over and they need rags. It's a rag.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hey, ain't nothing like a Dwight Howard Laker jersey.
Yeah, it depends.
first time.
It depends
Yeah,
if
I got
it's
Alonzo Ball.
D12 or D39.
It was D12.
D12's no good.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Mattel.
yeah, that
That was the only time I bought him because he went to a Laker game and he was going to do the high five on the court. He got
Right.
picked for that.
Yeah, I've
I was
had
like,
kids in there before.
It was cool, but he showed up with no Laker stuff on. I'm like, damn it, kid, you have a Kobe at home. So I
Right.
went up to the store and I bought one. They only had Dwight Howard. I'm like, really? Okay. And then.
Yeah, then he was out of there in like a year. All right, coming up next, we'll get Brian and Greg in here. They'll throw a bunch of stuff at us. What's up, fool? Right around the corner, ESPN LA.
It's around 2:45 in the Southland. You know what we do each weekday at 2:45. What's up, fool? And we've been very excited that What's Up, Fool is made possible by our friends at Dos Hombres. In fact, we've got a special guest voice. Take it away, guest voice.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's Mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Look at that. How do I follow that? I don't. So I simply say, take it away, Corporate Greg.
Thanks, Morales. All right, so Purina Dog Food is doing something interesting, I guess you'd call it.
All right.
So to honor International Cat Day on August 8th, which was yesterday, Purina, the company that makes Fancy Feast and all that kind of stuff, is celebrating in New York City with a Fête de Feline, I don't know how to say it, food festival. The pop-up in Madison Square Park showcased the flavors of Fancy Feast cat food so pet parents can sample human-grade versions of cats' food. They're hoping to create an amazing experience that will translate into oh, yes, this is the kind of wonderful experience that my cat would have. Why do we assume that our taste buds are the same as our animals?
This might be the dumbest idea I've heard in 2023. I'm serious, Beto. This idea is so stupid on so many levels. Why the hell would I want to try cat food?
It's human grade.
I don't care what grade it is.
Oh, let me go.
Does the cat eat it? He likes it. Give him more. What am I missing here? Are people like lining up to do this?
Apparently in Madison Square Park yesterday.
There are people that get paid a lot of money to come up with these ideas, right? Like they have degrees in marketing and advertising. And hey, let's feed you cat food. What are we doing? You know I'm the biggest anti-pet person there is, but even I have a rule. No, don't. This is stupid.
Why are you anti-pet?
Because I don't like them.
You don't like pets?
No.
Have you ever had one?
I got bit by a dog when I was a paper boy by the Daily Breeze.
That explains it.
And I recently got bit by another dog that's blind
the
other day because they know I'm scared.
Yep. They know you. They know you're a hater.
Good. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I should be getting bit
But
all
your
the time.
life would be much easier. The new dog in the Ireland house, Murphy the dog, turned 1 over the weekend. We're up to 5 chewed up remotes, Beto. I now buy extra remotes because I know he'll get to one. And then the other day, he took out a pen, and the ink went all over the carpet. I had to get the carpet seam cleaned. Pets are expensive.
It sounds like a pain, John.
It is, but you're
love
not
'em.
married at the moment, are you?
No.
That's my problem right there. The dog can do no wrong.
I don't think I can trust somebody that doesn't like dogs.
Okay. So don't trust Beto.
That's
I don't trust Beto.
have a
I don't
show.
think that's because of the dog either.
Cats are terrible.
Yeah, and
They're
that
annoying.
idea to go eat, Greg, if you called me and said, hey, man, what are you doing right now? Nothing. You want to go down to Madison Square Park and eat cat food?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, what the?
Purina's putting it out there.
Get that dump button ready.
Yeah.
Like, but why?
Dumb. Yeah, thank you. That is why. What are we doing here?
Like, dogs and cats have a different tongue, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what. Why do we think
what
we
are you
can taste
doing?
the same?
Oh, this filet mignon is good.
Yeah, crazy.
All right.
Dogs lick their own pee. Like, what are we talking about?
And you want me to
here?
get one, huh? Okay. I was done changing diapers a long time ago.
Have them lick you.
Yeah.
What's up, fool?
Nothing.
All right, Brian, what do you got?
All right, so we'll stay with the dog topic here. I have one thing
fun.
about a dog.
Oh, we got Taylor Swift instead.
U.S. billionaire family that currently lives in the U.K. is looking for a live-in full-time dog nanny, and they're willing to pay $125,000 a year. They got to take care of 2 dogs, and all they want is the general happiness of the dogs.
Wait a minute. I get $125,000 a year to do this?
Yes.
Greg, this is my 2 weeks notice. All I have to do is
Not a week, a year.
all I have to do is take care of the dogs, and I get $125,000, and I assume I can live there
Right,
with the
you
man
live
with the
there,
rich
everything.
people. This is the greatest job of all time.
Nah.
You wouldn't do it, Beto?
They're billionaires?
Billionaires,
That
yeah.
means they're crazy.
Right.
That means they're eccentric.
But you get to live in the mansion.
No, that means you got to deal with these owners who are going to probably tell you, okay, the dog paw right now, or the nail clippings or something. Like, no, there's a cat. There's more to it because billionaires are weirdos, man. They make you do different things because they think they can buy you, and they think you're their employee, so they think you can do whatever they have to do, whatever they say. No, there's a catch.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't really think about that.
No. Oh, there's your dog, but do not let the dog go in the rain. Well,
No.
the dog has to go pee. Well, get a cup and hold it for him.
I mean,
that's what they're going to make you do.
6 figures to take care of 2 dogs, and I have no rent.
John, you don't leave the house for
Right.
less than 7 figures.
Yeah, no, I'm taking it. Well,
What-
I wouldn't have to work.
Okay, 500,000? Maybe we're talking.
You're not getting $500,000 to take care of 2
Billionaires.
dogs.
What do they care?
Yeah, what do they care?
Maybe you
You
could.
can negotiate.
All right.
That's kind of cheap, though. $125 for dogs? For a billionaire?
What are you talking about? That's a great salary.
From a billionaire.
Wait, but all you're doing is taking care of 2 dogs.
Man.
This is
All I know is that
I'm not putting in a new bathroom.
Why can't these people take care of the dogs themselves, though?
Because they're billionaires.
Yeah, they just use the dogs for Instagram.
Yeah, probably not untrue.
What's up, fool?
All right, I saw today, too, that the Red Sox are giving away a Kike Hernandez bobblehead tonight. That is
Are you
true.
kidding?
No, they are giving away a World Baseball Classic Kike Hernandez bobblehead tonight. Is this not the worst?
No, that's not bad because good job. Like you said, they're not giving a Red Sox one.
Right,
It's
right.
a World Baseball
Puerto
Classic.
Rico.
So the Puerto Rican fans are buying this. All right, not bad.
Yeah,
Not
but
bad.
normally if you trade a player and his bobblehead comes up after he's been traded, you scrap it. But maybe that's how they're getting around it because it's a World Baseball Classic bobblehead.
Yeah.
People love free stuff. I'll tell you what, if you look at attendance like at Dodger Stadium or an Angel Stadium, on a giveaway night versus a non-giveaway night, I had a friend who used to do marketing for the Padres, and he said, John, if we announced bag of sand night and we gave away a bag of sand, our attendance would double.
Yep.
And I said, I don't understand. He goes, people love free stuff. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right now on eBay, that Kike Red Sox bobblehead is being sold for $27.
See, not nothing.
Exactly. Like the Dodgers do a great job with their special promotions. That's not everybody gets. Like I think September 1st they're doing that Kobe jersey,
right?
Where you have to buy a special ticket to get that. Like I took my nephew to Kings Night the other day. Little John Law. His mom's like, I ain't going to that. Can you take him? I'm like, Annette, you have to buy a special ticket. It's like, what do you mean? Doesn't everybody get it? I'm like, no, times have changed now. You have to get the special ticket. So they do a great job. They're having an El Salvador night. They had Filipino Heritage Night a couple weeks ago. So anytime there's a promotion with a team, it's there.
Yeah, they make a lot of money. But it surprises me, Brian, that they're going through with it now that Kike's playing for
But
the
it has
Dodgers.
nothing to do with the Red Sox at all. I'm looking at the picture. No Red Sox logo at all.
What's interesting, too, about them trading Kike is when they traded him, they weren't completely out of it, Greg. They were like within striking distance, and they gave him to the Dodgers.
They were out of him.
Right.
That's what it was. They have a rookie shortstop that they wanted to move up.
Their loss is our gain because Kike's been great. I mean, he's like a different guy since coming to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So that's been great.
He's like the guy he was before because what Beto said earlier, because he's just in sporadically. He's not an everyday player that you need to rely on.
He led Major League in errors with the Red Sox.
This year?
With the Red Sox.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he looks
Well, he had a
better
really
in blue
bad
than
one
he
with the
does in
Dodgers
red.
Oh,
What's up, fool? What's up, fool?
What?
All right, so about 30 minutes ago, Shams Charania put out this. The Phoenix Suns are retiring the jerseys of former All-Stars Sean Marion, number 31, and Amari Stoudemire, number 32, at a Ring of Honor ceremony next season. Do these two players deserve their jerseys being retired?
Well, we live in Los Angeles, and there could not be a bigger distinction between the Lakers and the Clippers. The Lakers have several retired numbers. Basically, anyone who's ever made the Hall of Fame. Pau Gasol is the most recent, but anyone who's made the Hall of Fame, your number gets retired.
You were there for a long time because like Karl Malone
Right.
and Gary Payton made it.
Beto, how many players have had their number retired as Clippers?
Nobody.
Zero.
No, not even Ralph Lawler, who should have
None. Right. So, I mean, maybe they'll change that when they go in like maybe Chris Paul or Blake Griffin or somebody. But no, Greg, I would not retire Sean Marion and Amari Stoudemire's jerseys. Marion was, like you said, was an all-star. I think Amari probably was too. But when I think of the Phoenix Suns, I think in that era, I think of Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni. I would not retire Stoudemire and Marion.
I would, because a team like the Phoenix Suns, they have nothing else. Like, that's all they got. They're not going to have Hall of Famers. They're not going to have a championship ring. They're not going to have banners up there. You got to have
Booker's
something.
going to get there?
Huh?
You don't think Booker's going to get there? They got KD right now.
Like I said, they're not going to get a championship ring. They're not going to get that banner. And that's what teams from smaller markets do. They retire guys like that. Sacramento retires guys like that. Does Doug Christie have his number retired up there? Maybe.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Vlade does, Vlade has his number retired Sacramento before he would have the Lakers. I mean, that's what, teams in that market, that's what they kind of do. They have to, because now, hey, it's retirement night. Let's get a sellout. Pretty sure he's going to do it against, was it Brooklyn or somebody on a Tuesday night? He ain't doing it on a weekend.
Yeah, I would not retire those two guys' numbers. I think it's
It was just a little odd to me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, they were fine.
Yeah. Now, would I, if I was the owner, do it? No. But do I understand why? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're lessening your franchise this way.
They don't have much.
That's true.
All right, you guys got one more? Or is that it?
What, Mike? Did
I got one more for
All right,
you.
go for it, Brian.
Yeah, I saw this right when I came in today, actually. Vanessa Bryant today confirmed that there will be new styles of the Kobe Bryant, the Kobe 8s.
You're right.
Coming out, I think it's the 23rd. Yeah, August 23rd. Is this one of the bigger shoe releases that you can think of in recent times, and how big do you think this is going to be?
Well, you'll be shocked by this, but I was reading somewhere, Beto, that over 50% of the league still, to this day, still wears Kobe's.
Yeah, Kobe shoes are the hardest to find on the resale market.
So they will make, and I'm glad Nike is staying in business with the Bryant family and doing that. But people love those shoes, and like stars love those shoes.
The way that they were designed, because he took the inspiration from the soccer players, like the way that they wear the cleats and stuff like that. Guys wear like that, but it's the Kobe's on the resale market. If you go to StockX or wherever it is, you're going to buy shoes. You're paying double, triple what they were.
Yeah,
they're
Greg,
not out there.
What was that story you sent me about? That somebody heard that when they do a statue for Kobe, they might include Gigi.
No, they are going to.
I hope that's true.
They are. Yeah, it's going to be.
That's awesome.
On August 8th, 2024, so next year, they're going to put up the statue, and it's going to have 8 and 24 numbers on there, but it's also going to include Gigi in the statue.
I love that.
That's touching.
Love it.
That's touching.
I always say that. I think.
I think she chills.
Well,
Reportedly, by the way.
Rob Pelinka did a really cool thing. When Kobe died, all of us that work for the team, we didn't know what we could say, or it was okay to talk about it, or do we openly, is it okay to reference Gigi moving forward? Is that disrespectful? Is that going to make Vanessa upset? Like, we didn't know. And Rob sent an email to everybody at the Lakers, and he said, I want to encourage all of you to talk about Kobe and Gigi in the years to come. We are now the torchbearers of their legacies. And I thought that was such a great line. And it made me, and Jeannie was the same way. Jeannie sent out a similar note, Jeannie Buss. And it made all of us that work for the team feel like, okay, now we have a sense of direction. It's okay to tell stories about Kobe and tell stories about Gigi. And Greg, I'm glad it's extended to the statue, because I think that's really cool. I want people in 20 years to be in Star Plaza and say, there's Kobe Bryant. Who's that? And then we can tell people about Gigi. Gigi was going to go to UConn and be like a WNBA player.
Yeah.
She was that good.
She's supposed to be in high school right now.
Yeah, and I just think it's really cool that Nike is still in business with the Bryants. They're going to do the statue. They're going to include Gigi, and we have all kind of been given a license to tell stories and talk about them and let people not forget them.
Yeah, the foundation that they have for her and everything.
Yeah,
else.
you're really cool.
That's great.
All right,
That's
so
really good.
coming up, we there's a couple things we're going to do coming up. One is, Beto, we've got some incredible suggestions for Biggest Jerk that we forgot about. People have just responded with all sorts of great suggestions. That and Bob Costas, of all people, has gone on record to back up the biggest John Ireland theory in all of sports radio. What I always say and what I always try and sell, and I can't convince Mason, but I've apparently convinced Bob Costas, and I'll share it with you next. 2 hours down, one more to go. Beto Duran in for Mace, ESPN LA.
Hey, ESPN LA listeners, it's John Ireland. You want to play golf with me and corporate Greg Bergman? You can, thanks to Terranea. If you listen to the show, you know Terranea is my favorite place in the world. It's like going to Hawaii without getting on a plane. Well, you can play golf with Bergman and I at the links at Terranea, and then we'll buy you lunch. Here's how you win. Send a video of your golf swing to @ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram or on Twitter. We'll take a look at your golf swing. If you impress us, you'll be playing golf at Terranea with me and Bergman, and then we'll buy you lunch. And you can eat, all you can drink. We don't care. We're not paying.
Los Angeles, KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Minute after 3 o'clock in the Southland, a live imaging Wednesday on Mason and Ireland, which means Yacht Rock. And it means Beto, the Cisco kid, Beto Duran, sitting in for Mace, who's under the weather. By the way, I just heard in here, Corporate Greg comes in and says, hey, John, do you want Beto on the show tomorrow again? And John surprisingly said, of course, it's been great.
John's great.
It has been. Hold on, let me set up my bit.
Oh, okay.
I said it has been great. And John doesn't seem to like most people, including myself at times. So I think it's a great compliment to you, Beto Duran, and your talents that he wants you back tomorrow.
Well, thank you. And I've been a big fan of John for a while.
Beto and I have been working together for
forever.
Yeah, like 20 years at least.
And I always tell people when they're like, oh, do you like Mason? I was like, I love Mace. But I love John even more because John has been instrumental in everything that I've ever accomplished because I can go to John like, hey, what do you think about this? What about this? What about this? And John is very, very, very honest when he's giving you advice in this business. And John's somebody I consider a good friend.
So what's interesting, you know where
But
Beto
we never
and I-
worked together.
Yeah. Beto, you know where Beto and I bonded? We once did the dreaded drive during the NBA Finals from Boston to Bristol.
Yep.
Wow.
3 times in 1 week, which is like, and you know, you're totally at the mercy of traffic when you either go from New York or Boston to the great ESPN mothership in Bristol.
2010.
Yeah, so we had to bond over that.
But why were you going back to Bristol?
So
I was doing First Take, and you were doing First Take one day, too.
So it was the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
So NBA Finals, we had a couple days off in between, and John was doing, John's great at networking and doing anything else, and John got on First Take, and he did other radio shows doing the car wash out there because they took advantage of having the Laker man out there. And John said, hey, you should contact this person and see what you can do. And I did that. And John's like, look,
boom, right down the pipe.
We would work the game that night, sleep 2-3 hours maybe.
Get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, head there, spend the day at Bristol.
I'd go to Dunkin' Donuts, get John the donut, and then meet him. He said, be here at 5 a.m. I was there at 4:55. Outside, go straight to Bristol, do the show, come right back, and then practice. Yeah, so I learned work ethic from John Ireland.
I love that. And people love when we tell the old stories about this place and how we're all connected.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's
All
great.
right. Yeah. So, by the way, Chris, hang on for this. The when we trying to determine the biggest pop culture jerk.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of listener reaction here, and ones we didn't even think of. All right. Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street. Leo,
yeah,
very big jerk in there. All right.
But was he a jerk or just rich?
Probably A.
I ain't going anywhere.
Okay. Al Bundy. Does Al Bundy qualify as a jerk?
No, I don't think so.
No, ma'am.
I mean,
No,
come on
ma'am.
now. I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, he was absolutely a jerk.
Really?
Al Bundy?
No!
But
Peggy's
I loved
a
him.
jerk.
I loved him.
Peggy needed a job.
By the way, as he often reminded her.
Yes.
By the way, Chris, tying this all together, Ed O'Neill, who played Al Bundy, the actor, is the guy playing Donald Sterling in the Sterling Affair.
Really? I didn't know that.
Ramona's TV miniseries. Yeah, you know who's playing Doc?
No.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
I can
so
see
it should be
that.
really good. They've already filmed it.
Yeah,
And maybe in the can.
Ed O'Neill, college football player at Youngstown State.
Was he?
And a black belt jiu-jitsu.
Really?
Yes. He
Who
trained
knew?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Wow,
He
cool.
does not mess around.
Okay, George Clooney in ER was kind of a jerk doctor, but the ladies loved him for it. I didn't watch ER. Was Clooney a jerk?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I don't really remember either.
Bill Murray in Kingpin?
Oh, yeah. Big Earn.
Great show.
Big Earn.
Okay.
Sometimes when I wake up, he's already here.
Yeah.
All right, how about this one? Ari Gold from Entourage. He was a great jerk.
He was
Jeremy
an amazing
Piven?
jerk,
Yeah.
though. He was incredible.
Yeah, how do we skip that?
Okay. This is such a good one. Sacha Baron Cohen, Jean Girard from Talladega Nights. Remember, Talladega Nights is a highly underrated
If
movie.
you're not winning, if you're not first, you're last, baby.
And all right, now here's an argument that's a little bit of a reach, but you guys tell me what you think. This is from our good friend Crypto Ray, one of our best listeners. Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Yes, 100%.
Robin Wright.
She's a bad person.
Okay,
Wait,
now,
let
all
him finish the tweet.
No, but Chris is
She
barking
was a
up
bad
the right
person.
tree. All right, here's Ray's argument.
Yes.
She gave Forrest the runaround the entire movie.
The entire time.
Keeps Forrest's kid away from him until she finds out he's rich and then comes for child support money.
The Sixth Sense kid.
Puts Forrest in the friend zone when he's poor. Gets rich. Okay, new ball game.
Right.
I mean, I got some friends
She
like
should have
that,
done
too.
everybody a favor and jumped in 1979.
Oh, hey, Chris, it would have been a final.
It is a fight. Well, it ended up being.
Okay, now here's
Dead. That's true.
so somebody.
No, he pointed like she should have jumped.
Because she came back after destroying him once and then really destroyed him and left him with a kid.
So, yeah, that's true. That his life was forever altered. Now remember we had the jersey discussion.
Breathe.
Okay.
The Jenny Gump thing is always really fires me up.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I my first Hollywood crush was on Robin Wright when she was on Santa Barbara, so she can do no wrong.
What was Santa Barbara?
Yeah.
Soap.
Yeah, it was this. I
You know
remember
what the star of that soap was? An actor by the name of A. Martinez.
I remember my parents watching that when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Santa Barbara. She was also a very small role, but she was delightful in Moneyball for a couple scenes. Remember?
And Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah. In both of them.
Inconceivable.
And incredible in House of Cards.
Okay, now somebody missed the point on our jersey discussion. We had a thing, what's acceptable, and I said...
I thought you meant like New Jersey.
No,
the Jersey
a
T-shirt. Okay,
pet peeve of mine is when you wear a team's jersey with your own name on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody says, Ireland. I remember Keyshawn having Kay Johnson on the back of his jersey at the Marquee race.
He was wearing a Laker jersey.
But that's Keyshawn. I mean,
Yeah.
he put his own name on his own jersey,
But
right?
he's in a competitive event, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Keyshawn wearing a Keyshawn
Yeah,
jersey.
he's like for pickleball,
Matter of
we
fact,
had our
for
names
the-
on it.
For the bit, it kind of worked.
That works.
And they probably gave that to him, I'm just
Yeah.
guessing, at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, no, if you're competing and you have your name on it, I'm okay with it.
All right. So, Chris, I didn't know that you used to work with Bob Costas.
I did for
Okay.
3 years.
So Bob,
Costas on the radio.
So what
He
do
was
I,
on the radio?
Yeah.
Yeah, two
Yeah,
different
two
versions.
radio shows. They were good. One was on a Sunday night. It was really good. All right. So I've argued on this radio station for as long as I've been here that every single day and twice on Sunday, I would always trade prospects for proven talent. Most people around here think I'm nuts. Like, no. You can't give up Bobby Miller. You can't give up Gavin Lux. You can't give up any prospects for because you don't know if they're going to turn into be the next Mike Trout. And I have I've argued that forever, that I don't understand why teams in every sport are so overprotective of their prospects, guys who haven't proven yet that they can do it at the major league level.
You preach every single trading deadline in every sport.
In every sport. So Bob Costas was on the MLB Network over the weekend, and he was talking about the trade deadline. Costas used to work for the Cardinals, and he was talking about how the Cardinals traded all these dudes, like they traded Jordan Hicks, and they traded Jack Flaherty, all for a bunch of prospects, and people were saying, well, good, the Cardinals went out and got something. Costa said they didn't look at the big picture. Here's Bob.
For Flaherty from the Orioles, they get Baltimore's number 18 prospect. Now, since the Orioles system is said to be very deep, maybe that's as good as a top 10 prospect for some other teams. For Jordan Hicks, they get the Jays' number 7 prospect. But the point of this is that the prospects they get back, based on the numbers that Dan O'Dowd just showed us, are unlikely to develop into as good a player and have as good a big league career as Jordan Montgomery, Jack Flaherty, or Jordan Hicks. That's just the way it goes, generally speaking. When you get prospects, a lot of times the sale, I'm not talking about the Cardinals here, I'm talking about every team. The sale to your fan base is, okay, but we built for the future. But that future situation is a roll of the dice.
Beto, I've been arguing this for 20 years. Maybe people believe it now that it's coming from Bob Costas. Why are people so overprotective of their prospects?
And I've agreed with you for years. Every single trade deadline, especially with the Dodgers, get rid of them. Get rid of them.
And Andrew Friedman's been very good at it.
He's good at getting rid of the ones that he knows aren't going to quite develop to, because the Dodgers do a great job of keeping their A-list blue chip prospects that could become something. Now, they gave away with the catcher, Keeper Reeves, right? Okay, but look what you're getting back. For a team like the Dodgers and the Yankees, or even the Cardinals this year, they were sellers, but they got to go and compete every single year, and you got to make sure you get to the World Series. This year, the market didn't really develop in the way that they wanted to get those kind of prospects. Like if Nolan Arenado is available and you can give him
take whoever you want.
Exactly. I mean, you still got to have that organization that's developing the players that are coming up through A-ball, NAA, and figure things out. But you also have to realize, I don't care about what this guy's going to do in 3-4 years from right now. Everybody that's a Dodger fan was getting really excited yesterday because they signed a 19-year-old Korean pitcher, I believe.
Right.
Who throws 97. They gave him $900,000 international. That's great. When's he going to get there? That's great.
Yeah,
What's he gonna
Bergman,
do for
where
me
do
right
you
now?
come down on this? You kind of get on me when I suggest trade the whole farm system for Nolan Arenado. What?
So, I mean, like, obviously I would love Nolan Arenado. I think it's different because I trust Andrew Friedman specifically.
Good.
Andrew Friedman never gets rid of the wrong guy.
He did it one time. Jordan Alvarez. That's the only time I can remember him.
Wasn't he like an A-ball at the time?
Yeah,
though?
he was like an A-ball. Didn't really know anything. It might have even been double A, but then they got Josh Fields, and he was looking to – you needed a relief pitcher, so it worked for the moment. But for the most part, he never gets rid. He didn't get rid of Corey Seager at the right time or at the wrong time. Everybody that came up, Bueller, you always wanted to move them, Urias, all of it. So I trust him. If other places, absolutely do it. But I have to trust the GM or the president to make the right decision.
And hope that he knows what he's doing.
He's done it enough times that I trust him. Most other places, no. You can go ahead and get rid of those prospects.
Yeah, the Dodgers aren't the team where you're wondering, what are you doing? Why? It's more of, why didn't they get rid of that guy?
I remember,
and then you start thinking like, oh, he's going to be good then.
Yeah.
Chris, when the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis, I was doing cartwheels on the air.
Right.
And everybody said,
all day.
Everybody said, they gave up way too much.
No.
They give up Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and Josh Hart and all these picks. It's Anthony Davis.
And what happened to Lonzo?
Yeah, I mean,
poor guy.
Yeah, you never know.
Dodgers should trade Dave Roberts for.
Oh, here we go.
God, you are so on this Dave Roberts.
Trade the guy in first place.
Morales, even this year, this might be Dave Roberts' best managerial job this
He hasn't
year.
even watched the game this year.
No, I have.
No, he goes to games with Mason, and Mason refuses to talk to him.
And I'm going tomorrow night for Caleb Williams' bobblehead night.
Are you really?
Yeah.
All right, can you take me?
Well, it's a lady friend has the ticket, so she's taking
me.
me.
Speaking of lady friends, when we come back.
Wow,
we come back.
good trend. That's a master class.
That was
Jack.
a master class.
Jack.
All right. I have a list of several celebrities who have admitted who their hall pass would be if hall passes were a thing. We'll get into it next. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
This Friday at the 909 Sports Bar.
Live Imaging Wednesday. Little Paul Davis, Cool Night.
Was he a one-hit wonder?
No, he had one more, I think.
Okay.
Mason in Ireland, the Cisco kid Beto Durant sitting in for Mace, who's under the weather. Beto will be back tomorrow, by the way, in about 30 minutes, give or take. Cappy's walking around. Is Cappy going to play Game of Games today? Probably,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, let him.
Yeah, I'm still writing it. So.
Plus, Shitano's back. He'll tell us all about his adventures. But right now, Johnny I's got a great thing.
Okay, now, here's the deal, guys. Now, some of you are in relationships, some of you aren't. So for the purpose of this question, assume that you're in one. And
I'm going to leave then.
No. You
for the bit.
Yeah.
I don't like relationships, Jack.
That's true. So if you had a hall pass, all right, in other words, you'd be allowed to hook up with someone, and it wouldn't jeopardize your relationship, but you are putting it all on the line, and you could only do one.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you use it on? Now, here's some examples. Chrissy Teigen, who's married to John Legend, says she would use hers on Zac Efron. Okay. Jesse James, who's married to Eric Decker, the singer, says she would use hers on Post Malone.
Whoa.
Stassi Schroeder from Vanderpump Rules says she'd use hers on Joaquin Phoenix.
Interesting.
Here's a weird one. Julie Bowen from Modern Family says she would use hers on Stephen Colbert.
Wow.
She loves Stephen Colbert. Now, as anyone who listens to the show knows, my answer is Kate Beckinsale to all questions such as this. Kate Beckinsale can do no wrong.
I'm still stuck on Post Malone.
Now,
That's interesting.
how about this? Garth Brooks, the great country western singer, has always said Dolly Parton is his hall pass.
That would be a lot of fun.
So, Chris, I'm giving you, Chris Morales, a hall pass, but you only get one use of it. And for the sake of the bit, assume that the hall pass is ready and willing. Who are you using it on?
I got to ask your opinion. Do we go Kristen Cavallari or Jana Kramer?
Jana Kramer every day of the week.
Okay, Jana Kramer then.
Very strong answer. Beto, where are you going?
Sofia Vergara.
Okay, now, she apparently is not very nice.
Love it.
Okay. Bergman, is it a Margot Robbie day?
This is the easiest Margot Robbie answer of my life. Are you kidding me?
But she's a Clipper fan now, Berg.
Not everyone's perfect, okay? But I can forgive her.
Greg, right answer. I work for the Lakers, and if Margot Robbie came home in a Clipper jersey, I'm not kicking her out.
I'll put it this way. If Margot Robbie came and said to me, hey, like, we're going to go to a game together, but you have to wear the jersey that I provide you, I'm wearing a Clippers jersey.
Where is the jersey and how fast can I put it on?
I'll even put my own name on it if I have to.
Berg, my guy Abe has tickets front row behind the visiting bench. I get those. I'll get 4 of them. Me, you, Margot, and Sophia, we go.
There it is.
All in Clipper jerseys.
Sophia is single.
And
There it
Sophia
is.
was once sitting behind the Laker bench, and a member of the Lakers training staff walked up to me and goes, Ireland, see that girl behind the bench? I go, yeah, that's Sofia Vergara, the actress. He goes, that's leave your wife good looking is what that is. Brian, you get one hall pass. You're engaged. You're going to be married next year. You gotta move now. Who are you using your hall pass on?
It's an easy one for me. I'd say Jennifer Aniston.
Really?
Oh, calm down,
Even
Bert.
now.
Look at Cappy over here.
Yeah, you and Cappy.
I feel like she's gotten,
I still think that the Jennifer Aniston Scott Kaplan thing could happen.
I do too, but I'm scared of Rachel, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, but Cap has always said he doesn't think it could happen. Why not?
I think he's
charming.
charming.
Cap's a man about town. He's got he's got game. I think she would find him charming.
He is. He's charming. You're right. He does have some game. As long as he doesn't talk too much, because he might talk himself out of it.
He's gonna talk.
Yeah.
There's no way.
So we need somebody there to pull him away. Once he gets the number, just pull away.
Okay, so here's something that I've been fascinated by for the last couple of months because I just don't get it.
Oh.
You guys have seen there's this thing now where musicians are going on stage and people are throwing stuff at them.
What's wrong with you people?
All right? It's happened to Harry Styles, to BB Rexa, to Drake, to Kelsey Ballerini. Happened recently to Cardi B. Somebody threw a whole drink on her. And here's the thing. Beto, as long as you and I have been alive, we've been going to concerts.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has. When did this become a thing? Why is this happening? Somebody did on the Huffington Post, somebody did a deep dive on why, they got into it with psychiatrists. And Adele at a recent concert said, have you noticed how people are forgetting effing show etiquette?
Uh-huh.
People just throwing blank on stage. Have you seen them? I effing dare you. Dare you to throw something at me.
I
and
wish you
I'll
would.
effing kill you.
Damn.
And then she shot a T-shirt cannon into the crowd.
Well, whatever happened? Who's that crooner, that British guy that the women would throw their bras at him on stage?
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. Whatever happened to that?
That's okay. If you want to throw a broad, Tom
please.
Jones.
Let's
go
stay
ahead.
there.
So what's the deal with this trend? Jennifer Aubrey, a professor of communication at the University of Arizona, whose area of expertise includes media effects, audience behavior, believes two factors are at play. You tell me if you agree. First, after a long hiatus from public life because of COVID, people aren't on their best behavior. This is one of Mason's theories. He believes this. There's been a noticeable erosion of manners and etiquette since COVID. Do you find that to be true?
Yeah. And
it's not just at concerts.
Not just everywhere.
Like on planes, we're seeing people lose it on planes.
For as much as we travel, it's like you don't have to
Bergman,
stand
do you
up.
agree with that? That just since COVID, there's been a general loss of etiquette and politeness amongst people?
A little bit, but I feel like it was happening before, but it's just more prevalent now. Like we're seeing it more, we're paying attention to it more because we were stuck inside for so long.
And a lot of entitlement, a lot of people recording everything, so we see more.
There's a lot of that too.
But most notably, she thinks it has something to do, and this is the one that I don't see, but maybe you guys can help me, with the strengthening of parasocial relationships during the pandemic. In other words, fans and audiences truly feel like they know these performers, and in their minds, they have a friendship. Here's what she says, quote, "Fans are let into the informal daily lives of many of their favorite performers, and it makes people feel like they have an intimate one-way friendship with these people. After all, they frequently talk on their phones through these short-form videos. In the minds of the fans, they are friends. When fans see the performers in person, they might hope for, even expect, an actual two-way interaction to recur. And when it doesn't, they lose it."
Yep.
You buying it?
That I believe. There's a lot of kids now who don't know how to behave, right? And like you got to remember, you're a kid, like say teenager. This recently happened to Cam Newton. He's at his own camp, and there's a kid just chirping at him, saying, "Oh, how many Super Bowls have you won?" And Cam came back with the typical, "How much money I got?" But he was laughing at him. But at the same time, like you got to know your role. Like you got to have whatever. I think a lot of, and I'm sounding like the old man here, but a lot of youngsters have lost respect for the adults, and they've lost respect for the position, whether it's at work. A lot of people, like you may not like the person you work for, but you better respect the position that's there, right? Like,
right.
A lot of that has been lost too because now the remote working and like I don't have to deal with this, or I need the mental days where I'm not going to come in and I'm not going to work, and I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. So when it goes to like personal life, I agree.
I think it's the craziest thing in the past. To me, this is the craziest thing since COVID, that people feel like they can throw things on the stage at perform. BB Rexa got hit in the eye with a phone.
And
Why
it's
would
also-
you throw your phone?
But the people who are doing that, John, they're paying a lot of money to be that close. So why are you?
But that doesn't entitle them to throw stuff
but
at you.
That's what it is. People think they can do something. Like, first of all, you're not part of the show. Stand there and record it on your phone so nobody's ever going to see your videos again. But just don't feel like you're owed anything. Like, you're paying to watch me. You're not part of my show for like throwing a phone. Why? Do you have two that you just took another one to throw? Like a lot of it too is
it was that premeditated.
It's also have my friends record it. Look what I did. Like everything now is recorded of what am I going to do to go viral to make things happen, right?
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. It just doesn't make any sense. All right, when we come back, and we're about 20 minutes away from Game of Games. Beto's got the game today. Is the movie business as we know it in trouble? We'll get into that next. ESPN LA.
Travis Sensley.
In the Southland. Ah, yes. A Yacht Rock staple.
Beto, you know who this is?
No chance. But I like the songs.
What, blank and blank. Seals and...
Come on, Beto.
Nash?
Close enough. Crofts is the name we were
I was
looking
going to
for.
go Captain and Tennille.
Well, that's a Yacht Rock jam, too.
What channel is Yacht Rock?
Channel 14, at least on my radio.
On Sirius?
Yeah, on Sirius. You know, there's a Yacht Rock playlist on Apple Music. You can download it, and they update it every week.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, it's great.
Just give me Sirius a channel. I'll listen to it on the way home from 4 to 7.
Channel 14.
While you're golfing, you throw on the Yacht Rock
Oh,
list.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
That's all me.
But again, they have it. I think we talked about this, John. They have a very tight playlist. So after a weekend of Yacht Rock channel, you need a few days to break.
Right, you got to go classic rock.
You need some
I
Maiden?
did a new Motown playlist the other day.
Oh,
Chris,
really?
that I've been listening to.
Irish has good music, man.
What's the most, as we used to say in music radio, oh wow record on there? What's the most?
I'm gonna give it to you, and
Okay.
you can look for yourself.
Ireland is down, man.
Well, no, I did this because I play a lot with. Okay, so thumb through that and tell me what you think.
Okay.
By the way, Chris, there is one band on there with all white guys, and they were signed by a Motown label.
I think I know where you're going. Sam, I'm looking for the okay. This is about a bit of an oh wow record. Get Ready by Rare Earth.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one band that's all white, but they were under a Motown label.
Okay.
And the Temptations had a version of Get Ready, but I put the...
I would also say you having the Rock Steady version by Aretha is a bit of an oh wow.
Aretha is...
No, I'm not surprised. Ireland is down,
No,
man.
Aretha,
That's a good playlist, by the way.
Yeah, Aretha is... All right, so next time we play golf, if we play on the 8th, we'll throw the Motown playlist.
Beautiful. And by the way, if you want to be there on the 8th, there it is.
That's
Little
Rare Earth right there.
If you want to be there for the ESPN LA Golf Classic at Black Gold Golf Club, go to ESPNLA.com. You need to buy a foursome, so you collect the money from your other three players.
Hey, and let me do a plug for that tournament. Number one, we've all played Black Gold. We play Chris. You play a lot.
Beautiful.
It's really fun. And that particular tournament is if you buy a spot, do not eat, do not drink, just show up. From the minute you get out of your car, that thing, the fun starts like as soon as you take the clubs
Red
out
carpet.
of your car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you walk in, they'll give you, I mean, there's unlimited drinks,
The Bloody
unlimited
Mary
food.
right away to start.
Chris, last year, we had maybe 5 different food stops.
Yes.
Along. You know, like when you play golf at a really nice course, they have comfort stations.
Mm-hmm.
At this tournament, every hole you go to's got something.
And we're gonna have
And
some
free swag, too.
We're gonna have some great giveaways. Hopefully, our friends at Sunday Swagger will be back involved. We're working on that, so definitely be there.
All the shows, by the way, will be out there.
Yes.
So Travis and Slee will be there. Mason and I will be there. And Bergman and I will be golfing the whole time we're not on the air. And we're just going to basically...
Wait, you're golfing before you go...
Before, after, you name it.
Oh, well, I might have to just stay in Orange County then.
Yeah. It's a I play, Chris
Fun.
does too. We both play in a lot of golf tournaments. This is as much fun as you can have at a golf
And
tournament.
it's a harder course to get onto.
ESPNLA.com. Sign up today while
Fun.
supplies and spots are available. Right now, more of Johnny I and Beto Duran.
Okay, Beto, AMC, the biggest movie theater chain in the country, is worried because of their cash flow. Greg, you found this story. I haven't been to a lot of movies, but I have found that when I go to a movie, the theaters are often empty. Now, I know with Barbie and Oppenheimer, they had one big weekend, but when I went and saw Barbie, Greg, by myself, by the way.
Yeah, good for you.
I was one of 5 people in the theater.
So that makes it a little bit easier then. You didn't go to like a big crowded theater.
Correct. But they're worried that people have become too used to watching their big screens at home and waiting for movies to come out, basically what happened over COVID, and that the movie theater business may not survive long term. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, it's worrisome. I think a lot of people like watching movies at home too now because you can, or like you do a lot of times, wait till it comes out. Like I'm gonna wait on both Barbie and Oppenheimer. I'm gonna wait till they come out in theater. To come out at home because there's some movies that I want to see on that big screen to have the surround sound and that whole big atmosphere. Apparently, Oppenheimer is one of them that you should. But for the most part, I just don't care enough that I want to go. I go to a lot of movies still, but some of these movies I just don't care.
Beto, how many times you set foot in a movie theater this year? Since 2023.
I'll give you this. Since COVID once.
That's it.
One time?
Since COVID once. And you know
What
this,
was it?
Greg. I don't know. It was a kid movie because it's a good time to kill with the kids. they go watch the movie. I take a nap. So that's
Right.
great babysitting. But my daughter's outgrown. She's 13, has outgrown wanting to go to
Pixar
movies.
movies are no longer.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Does Riley still like going to the movies, Greg?
Yeah, she loves going to them. She went.
She's
to
what,
Barbie.
11?
Yeah, she's going to be 12 in November.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, do you still go into theaters?
Yeah, I'd probably a handful of times this year.
But I used to like Mason. He doesn't go as much as he used to, but he still goes a lot. He sees everything.
Ah.
He would go to 50, 60 movies a year. I would probably go to 15. I'm like you, Beto. I can count the amount of times I've been to the movies since in COVID on one hand.
It's also expensive.
I went to Bergman. I
It
went
is
to
very
Top Gun
expensive.
with you. You're one of the ones I went to.
I was going to go to Top Gun, and then a couple weeks later, it was available for me to stream. So.
Right, on Paramount.
Yeah, but movies are expensive, John. Like if
I paid. I was surprised to go to a 10, whatever time it was Barbie movie. I paid $21.
Oh my God! Now
By yourself.
Yeah.
by yourself.
Yeah, that's-
so if you had a family of 4.
It's like going to a baseball game.
And
now.
you got to get popcorn, right? Even though I'm the king of, hey, go to 7-Eleven, you get 2 snacks, whatever fits in your bag. I mean, in your pockets, we could do that. But you still buy them a drink, you still buy popcorn because you got to get popcorn. I ain't that cheap, but that adds up. And then the big popcorn box is expensive, man. You're spending $100 to go to the movies, and did I really like it?
And if you can get it at home for $19 and you already have all your snacks there, it makes more sense. You're right. I think they have reason to be concerned.
But you know what else, John? The movies, I realize now you can buy your seat, like where you're going to sit down, like
Right.
just like a plane. But if you want a good seat, you have to pay a little bit extra for this.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they don't have the seat that you want. So I don't want to go to that movie. But then all that stuff adds up. And then you still, back to the point about people throwing stuff at the artist, there's people acting the fool at the movie theater.
Right, and you don't have to put up with them.
The last time I went, it was somebody pulled out their phone and you see the bright light. And do I really want to say something? Not really. It's just the hassle of it all.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think there's a reason to be concerned. I wonder if movies are still going to be around the way we all grew up with them.
Because you don't really hear
10
teenagers
years.
saying, remember, it used to be, you go to the mall and you walk around, you go to the movies, you hang out. They don't do that anymore. Kids want to stay home.
Yeah. Okay, Greg, you found this one too.
2 things.
Burger King says they have a problem. They don't have enough customers. People have fallen out of love with the Whopper. And it got me to thinking,
Damn. When was the last time
how do I
heard it?
decide which fast food places I go to? And the 2 I go to more than any place else are Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
and Jimmy John's. And what do those 2 have in common? Fast.
Yep.
Incredibly efficient. You can get in line at a Chick-fil-A at noon with a long line of cars.
Work it.
And you're out at 12:10.
Not on Sundays.
Yeah, probably not.
Hey, Sunday's even faster.
Jimmy John's, I don't know if you guys ever go in there.
Yeah.
You order your sandwich, and by the
Quick.
time you fill up your drink, they hand the sandwich to you.
Perfect.
I think to me that's a more important thing. If you decide you're hungry, you don't have a lot of time. What's
It's Chick-fil-A every single time.
Brian? How about you?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A too.
Greg, you're in a hurry. You want fast food. You're on there's a street in Valencia called Lyons Avenue that has every fast food place known to man.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I've seen it.
my wife grew up there. There's
Yeah.
you name it, Burger King.
They built that before the houses.
Well, no. What helps you decide?
In-N-Out is usually where.
What helps you decide where you're going to go?
So-
Quality of food, speed, and efficiency. What?
So quality of food, speed, and just something like that's tasty to me. So Del Taco. I'll just go. That's normally where I go
right.
to. I go to Del Taco.
I don't associate fast with Burger King.
I don't associate tasty with Burger King. I haven't had
No,
it.
me neither.
I haven't had it in a long time. And I
Yeah.
know they've tried to have like the breakfast now. They don't do that. Hey, Chick-fil-A has breakfast now.
Right.
Those breakfast sandwiches
So
are good. Yeah.
By the way, do you know how much money Chick-fil-A's given up by not opening on Sundays? It's got to be hundreds of millions over the case of the year because it's
But their
crowded
family
every day.
stays home on Sundays.
Yeah, very weird. Very weird. All right,
Yeah, we're
coming up
getting,
next, game of games.
All right, let me finish
Beto
typing.
Duran, we threw him into the fire because as of 10:30 this morning, Beto didn't know he was working.
Nope.
Mason pulled a Mason and called in sick on the day of the show. But Beto has done yeoman's work. He's put together a game, and he will play it with us next. We'll get Cappy in here, too. He'll play, too. Game of games next, Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
This Friday. An accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but calljacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Beto Duran filling in for him, and Beto's got the game. Scott Kaplan joins the show. Hi, Cap.
Yeah, wait. Oh, Beto, you got the game.
Yeah.
I gotta move over so I don't cheat.
All right, Bergman's playing. Brian's playing. Beto, what's the game?
All right, so mind you, I was writing it between segments here.
Understood.
So John you might have thought I was ignoring you. No, I was typing. All right, so this weekend the Dodgers are going to retire number 34 in honor of Fernando Valenzuela. It's going to happen on Friday night. Special pregame ceremony. Friday is Fernando Valenzuela Day in the city of L.A. 10:30 at City Hall. There's going to be a special proclamation. Fernando Mania weekend. By the way, it's presented by Yamava Resort and Casino.
Hey now.
Beautiful.
Hey now, we'll be there Friday.
Yeah, so all weekend long, it's Fernando festivities. Ring of Honor on this weekend. Post-game drone show on Friday will honor Fernando, so Friday night. Saturday, the first 40,000 ticketed fans will get a Valenzuela bobblehead, and the Dodgers will give out a replica Fernando ring from 1981 on Sunday. So, in honor of El Toro, we're going to do famous number 34s that are retired.
Okay.
All right?
Is it multiple choice or name is your
Your
buzzer?
name is your buzzer.
Okay.
John, you will keep track.
Yep.
I didn't get that many, so first one to 5.
Fair enough.
Totally fine.
Let's go here. All right. So, John, you keep track. All right,
Yeah.
here we go. All right. This basketball giant has his number.
Greg was first.
Greg.
Shaq.
It is Shaquille O'Neal.
I was waiting for that one. He was going to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, has his number retired at Crypto Arena.
Okay.
All right. This Dominican DH.
Ireland.
John.
David Ortiz.
Correct. Big Papi has hit many home runs over the green monster. I didn't get any numbers or details. I just figured out.
It's going to be over real quick here.
No.
First to 5. Yeah.
Well, first to 5.
All right.
He grew up in San Diego.
Cap. Marcus Allen.
No, it is not Marcus Allen.
Okay, you're out for this question.
Was he 32?
Yes, he was number 32. He grew up in San Diego. This Texas Longhorn.
Ireland.
Oh, John.
Earl Campbell?
Nope.
Greg.
Herschel
Walker?
No. He
Ryan,
played
it's
for
wide
the
open for
Dolphins.
you.
All you.
Oh,
Ricky
God.
Ricky Williams.
Brian, you got it, right? Yeah. All right, so it's Brian 1, Greg 1, John 1, Cap yet to scratch.
Yes,
All right. This Cub once struck out 20 in a game.
Ireland.
Oh, John.
Who is Kerry Wood?
Correct.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
All right.
Ireland 2, Brian, Greg 1. How you doing over there, Cap?
I might.
All right.
From Inglewood.
Ireland.
John.
Paul Pierce.
Correct.
Oh, come on.
This Kansas Jayhawk, a 10-time All-Star. Hey, you guys can jump in too. Mike, you texted me at 10 o'clock this
No,
morning.
I know. There's nothing wrong with your game. I'm upset with Ireland.
All right, so what's the score, Irish?
Ireland 3, Greg 1, Brian 1. I
All
need
right.
2 more to get to the promised land.
This Hall of Fame running back.
Cap.
Yes.
Walter Payton.
Yes! Yeah!
Yes.
Up and down Soldier Field. All right.
Very good, Cap.
All right. Cap, you can see my computer, right?
No, I
Good
promise
job.
I can't.
No,
That's all right.
I tilted it so you can see it, bro.
My eyes, though, are not working the way they
All right.
used to.
This Oklahoma State running back.
Cap.
Yes.
Who's Thurman Thomas?
Yes, it is, Cappy. Let's go.
Coming back.
Yeah, Cappy.
Yes.
Woo!
Cap's in second place
All right.
now,
Oh, my
3 to 2.
goodness.
I'm out of football. All right.
Okay, no worries.
All right. This ex-basketball star with a bad golf swing.
Ireland.
John.
Charles Barkley.
Yes, it is.
I knew that one.
I'm 1 away.
All
I
right.
was right there. You definitely beat me, but I was
I'm
right there.
1 away.
All right.
Let us catch up.
What's the score?
Ireland 4, Cap 2, Greg and Brian 1 each.
Ooh. John win because I'm running out of questions. Come on. All right.
All right.
Take it easy.
He
here.
threw a perfect game.
Cap.
Yes.
Who's David Wells?
No.
That's good.
Good guess, though.
And a postseason no-hitter.
Brian.
Yes.
Roy Halladay.
Yes, it is.
Whoa!
There it is.
Whoa!
It's all three of us against Ireland now. You know?
His
Brian,
number
that was a
combined
great pull.
numbers
Combined,
retired
we're
by
there.
2 teams, Phillies and Toronto.
That was a good one.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Come on, we got it. We cannot let Ireland take us down this
Okay.
early.
From Nigeria, his number 1 pick is a 2-time
Ireland.
Yes.
Oh, no. I know it.
Akeem Olajuwon.
Yes, it is. Akeem the Dream.
Beto, for having to throw it together, that was excellent.
Thank you. That's also credit to the Ace of SoCal, big listener, who helped me during his lunch break, by the way. Here's the tiebreaker. Let's see if we can get this.
Yeah, we'll just do it for fun.
Yes. All right. 3 teams have retired his number. 2 of them, the number 34. 7 career no-hitters. 7.
Oh, I know who it is.
Cap. Nolan Ryan?
Yes, it is. Nolan Ryan.
Yes. Yeah, because he wore number 34 in
Houston
and in Texas.
And the Angels
number
retired 30 with the Angels.
He wore the Angels.
There it is. All right.
Yeah,
so there you go. That was game of games.
Did I win?
No, you won the
Yeah.
you won the tiebreaker.
You did. You did.
Yeah.
Thurman Thomas. Woo!
Bergman, what are the standings for the month?
So after winning
Because I'm out of here
back-to-back days,
next week.
Thank God.
Winner.
Thank God.
That means that I can
Yeah,
win.
you can pad your lead.
No, you and Mace are both off, so I'm probably gonna be off too. But John has
But
3,
you can
Bergman
pad-
2, Mason 2, Brian 1, Momo 1, Marcus 1.
You know what's going to be funny?
Yeah.
Mason has never had a good month, and he's having a good month, and now he's
He's gonna be out for the
yeah,
rest of the
he'll
week.
be
He's
out.
out all
He'll
next
be out
week.
all this week, all next week.
Do you think that's what it is? He's out all next week.
Right.
And
Do you
wait
think
till he
that
finds out
this
that
is-
John
Oh,
and I
you
did
think
a
he's
show.
you think he's padding?
I think
no,
he's padding.
not.
He's not padding.
This is
he?
a Taylor Swift related hangover.
Oh, it is?
Wait till somebody tweets him. John and Beto did really well. He's back tomorrow. Don't worry.
I'm okay. I can go.
Beto, when you said Oklahoma State, I had to make a decision. Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas.
Right.
And I was like, I looked in my memory bank, and I couldn't see Barry Sanders wearing 34, so I went Thurman Thomas, not knowing.
Yeah.
I was going to say Barry Sanders.
So,
if it
Cappy,
was
I want to
wrong.
bring you in on a discussion we had earlier about acceptable fashion at sporting
I thought you were going hall
events.
pass.
Oh, well, we can get to that, too.
Yeah, because did I hear somebody tell me earlier today that you guys were suggesting, which I think is true, that Jennifer Aniston and I are going to get together at some point?
I have suggested that from the minute I told you thought she was attractive.
I think
you
you
guys
have
would
a
make
shot.
a great couple.
Thanks.
I think you have a shot, but you're going to ruin it by talking too much, and you're going to lose it. You're going to fumble the bag, man.
I disagree. Are you? And you guys are roughly the same age. Now
You're charming and you're looking
Hey,
good.
Cap, this may be the answer to this question, but we know that you're in a relationship with Rachel.
Right.
I brought up a story that was on the Huffington Post about hall passes.
Okay.
Several celebrities saying who their hall pass would be. For example, I'm happily married, but my hall pass would be Kate Beckinsale.
Okay.
If the hall pass person is ready and willing, but you only get to use it once in your lifetime, who do you use the hall pass on?
Oh, wow.
Could be Jennifer Aniston.
Well, yeah.
No,
I mean,
because she's going to fall in love and want him.
well, that is the issue that, like for me, it's just physical. For her, it could turn very emotional. You know what I mean? Like, that could happen
She's like-
quickly.
She's like,
You
I
know?
get horses?
Right. Like, by the time it's over, she's like, I love you. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I like you a lot. But, I mean, I think, you're right.
So
Jennifer Aniston's kind of like my girl. You know
all
what
right,
I mean?
that'd be the one.
She's still my girl.
All right,
Yeah.
so Greg is Margot Robbie, Beto's Sofia Vergara.
Oh, I love Sofia Vergara. Wait a second.
I'm
Can we
Kate-
switch?
No,
Nah.
too late. You already used
I'll go
it.
blonde.
Brian, who'd you go with?
I went with Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, that's what brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what brought
Like
it up.
older chicks, too, huh?
All right,
Yeah.
but
Rich.
Cappy,
Rich older chicks, yeah.
The other thing I wanted to bring you in on was we had a conversation about acceptable fashion at sporting events.
Okay.
For example, is it what brought this up was Carson. So we took a picture of Carson Wentz working out. He had an Eagles helmet, Colts shorts, and a Commander's jersey on. And so would it be acceptable for me to wear a Rams jersey to a Padres game?
A Rams jersey to a Padres game.
An Aaron Donald jersey to a Padres game.
Nah, it doesn't make sense.
Correct.
But people will do it.
Yes.
Because people are like, you
Now-
know what? I got this Aaron Donald jersey. I'm going to a sporting event. I'm wearing a jersey.
So
as
here's the
expensive
one.
as it is,
Here's
do
the
it.
one that seemed to stir up the most controversy. An actual. I'm sure you have one of these somewhere in your closet. An actual jersey, a Padres jersey with the name Kaplan on the back. Is that an acceptable item to wear at a Padre game?
So, like, people.
By the way, Bergman wore a LAFC jersey with Bergman on the back to the LAFC game last night, which was one of the reasons why this came out.
Really? You did that? Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. There were
my.
reasons behind all of it.
Okay, what reasons?
Okay, one, it was given to me by LAFC.
In what year?
In 2020.
I could tell because the number on the back of the
is
jersey
20.
is 20.
Right,
So,
exactly.
So
That's
this
how I
is
knew
a
it was
3-20.
Let me tweet that in the community, by the way.
And then, go ahead. I don't care. And then also, I went with a lady friend, and so I had 2 jerseys, and one that had nothing on the back, and one that had my name on the back. So I wore the one with my name on the back, so she could wear the one that didn't have anything on the back. Is that acceptable?
Now, Cap, just in general, most people aren't going to be privy to Greg's explanation. They just walk in and they see him wearing a jersey that says Bergman on the back.
Stop me and I'll tell you.
Acceptable to wear a team's jersey with your name on the back.
Are you saying any standard civilian human being?
Correct.
Yes.
Or
Like,
you saying,
for example, I said Dave Singer, our old producer, who's a huge Dodger fan, I guarantee you has a Dodger jersey somewhere in his closet that says D Swing or Singer on it. Is it acceptable for him to wear that to a game?
I'm going to say yes. It is.
Could not be more wrong.
But let me explain where I'm coming from.
But
okay?
that's Dave Singer, so that's extreme.
So I kind of feel like if you buy a jersey with your favorite player's name on the back,
right?
Like, let's say you're a huge Mookie Betts fan,
Right.
Or a Freddie Freeman fan, and you go and you buy a jersey, Dodger jersey that says Freeman. What is that indicating to everybody? It's saying, I'm a Freddie Freeman fan,
Right.
Right, and so
Mhm.
that's why I'm wearing his
Completely
name,
acceptable.
his name on my back.
Right.
Me, I don't know why. I don't know why, but in some reason in my head, I'm like, I don't want to wear somebody else's name on my back. So if I want to rep my team, but I want to put my name on the back, I think it's okay to do. That all being said, I personally won't do that.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, I don't have it.
I think it reeks of nerdiness.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it does.
But what if there's a sided hat involved?
A sided hat's a nice hat. It's a very comfy hat. Very nice trucker hat. Very nice hat.
Hold on, John. There's a special guest for you on the hotline.
On the hot. So take the hotline.
Take
God,
the
I hope it's
time-
All
Shaq
right,
Aniston.
mystery guest. Who's this?
It's Singer.
Do you or do you not have a Dodger jersey in your possession that says Singer on the back?
I do.
Do you wear it to games?
I have.
Dave, how did I know that? How did I know that of all my friends, you would be the one to do this? He can't even get it out.
Freaking dying. I knew he was listening too, man.
Oh, everybody's been texting Dave.
So what?
Basically, what I did was
Okay. Dave, do you not agree that that's a little weird?
okay. 2 things. First, I went to Dodgers adult baseball camp.
Okay.
And I played for the Dodgers. Everybody's a Dodger. I was on the Vero Beach Dodgers.
Okay.
And they gave me a jersey with the name Singer, of course, on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could wear that jersey because you know why, John?
Why?
Bill Singer was a former Dodger pitcher.
But is it, Dave?
And I could get away with it.
I think Bill Singer. I think Bill Singer was number 48. What's the number on your jersey?
It would be number 6 for Steve Garvey.
Of course it would. Now, Dave, if I gave you if I handed you $200 and I said you have to use this $200 to buy a Dodger jersey, would you buy a jersey that a number 6 with Garvey on the back or a number 6 with Singer on the back?
A number 6 with Garv.
Yeah, exactly.
all right. The
That's my
Garv.
point.
The Garv.
See, if you showed up with a Steve Garvey jersey at a Dodger game, I think everybody would say, wow, that's really cool. That's a really cool throwback.
Yeah.
You show up with number 6 and Singer on the back, you look like a loser.
Trying to help my brand.
Oh, he's gone full Mason. It's all about the brand.
NFL Network's finest right there.
I'm just thinking about this. So, John, I do have a jersey that I like to wear that has another name on the back of it. I have an old school Angels David Eckstein jersey because I loved,
Fine.
I loved it. But
Was a member of the World Series team.
Right,
Yeah.
but here's the thing about it. I got it at the Angels team shop that year. I want to say 2001 or 2002, whatever year it was.
2002.
But they misspelled David Eckstein's name.
on the jersey. So it was spelled like Extian or something like
Yeah.
that.
No
And I'm like,
surprise.
So did you get a discount on
Yeah,
it?
I think they gave it to me, as a matter of fact. So like that's like a prized possession, the Extian
By the way,
jersey.
Dave, I've never been prouder of myself that I knew without even asking you that you would have a Dodger jersey with Singer on the back. It reeks of you and your fandom.
You know what's sad is, as you were bringing up this story, I, for some reason, thought you were going to bring up my name, aren't you?
Did you? Oh, you heard it live?
I was listening live. I'm on my way home because
Poor
the Taylor
Dave.
Swift concert's going on right now. So
Takes forever to get home.
Oh, hey,
get out early.
by the way, Cappy, Singer works at the NFL Network.
Yeah.
Right next door to
Yeah.
SoFi.
I know.
He can get you in.
Cappy's trying to get into the Taylor Swift.
Oh, bye,
concert.
Dave. Gotta go.
Dave,
Bad connection.
Dave, listen, let me tell you a quick story, man. So my daughter, who is a really resourceful kid, she asked me to get Taylor Swift tickets. I never did. I wasn't going to pay for them, and it just seemed like too much work. So I never got them. And I just put it out there into the universe and expected them to fall right into my hands. They didn't. So last night she went. She had the time of her life. I just had lunch with her. She told me that she thinks things go better when parents aren't involved. I said, so do you have a problem if I show up tonight? She said, no, you can come. How are you going to get in? So I said, well, why don't you send me a screenshot of your QR code for your ticket, and I'll see if it works. She goes, that's not going to work. I said, well, what if I just park and walk around the stadium with my Rams credential on and just look for an entry point? You know what I mean? Act like I've been here, I belong. I mean, come on, Dave. You got to know somebody at the stadium that can sneak me in backstage.
Him.
Come on.
But you're making fun of him for his jersey.
No, I'm telling you, it's cool. It's fine.
Do you think this is like 1975 when people sneak into the forum?
Yes.
Although, Dave,
what's 2023?
Dave, remember back in the early years, we had a guy on the show once that had snuck into every Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. That guy died not that long ago.
Deion Rich.
Deion Rich. He died just a little while back.
Yeah, which is a great story. All right,
Yeah.
Dave, we got to go. But I'm glad you heard that. I'm glad you heard us paying tribute to you.
Way to go, Singer.
And we'll see you at the Dodger games in your Dave Singer jersey.
Yeah.
You'll always know where I am.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
That is the man running the NFL Network, David Singer, the former executive producer of this radio
This is a
show.
good comment. Mason is like a walking advertising. SC hat, Laker hoodie, Dodger sweats, Rams chonies.
Mace combines. All right, let's hit the super stager, Brian.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Oh, we got the Vuvuzelia, we got the megaphone, we got Sedano back in the house. The gang's all here. The band is back. We've been at training camps, and Sedano had some time off this week. Cap's trying to sneak into Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
We got Beto called in case of emergency break glass at 10:30 this morning, and Beto saved the day. Sedano, how were your days off? Are you feeling refreshed?
Not at all.
Yeah,
I was home, which meant I had to do way more stuff than I would normally do for my wife and kids. I'm like, how did this end up being this?
Yeah.
Or I'm doing more than I would had I gone to actual work.
Yeah, you actually got in your car to drive here, and you felt relieved.
Yeah.
Going to work,
So-
when you stay home with your kids and they're little,
Yeah.
and you're like, I think going to work is an awesome thing to do. Because if I got to deal with these guys all day and I got to deal with stuff going on around this house, and I'm like, George, do this. George, do that. Dad, can you come do this?
Dad.
You're like, you know what? I'd
Dad.
rather just go to work.
Yeah.
You know?
I decided that was a terrible idea when I took those days off.
Yeah, well, now you know.
Yeah.
Dad.
Well, or what I need to do it is schedule it when I know the kids are going to be at camp like all day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that way
right.
I've got the day to myself.
Yeah, and to make it. By the way, how do you feel about what Singer just called in about? If you have a jersey, like you have a Miami Heat jersey, and it says Sedano on the back.
Never.
Yeah, I think that's a pet peeve of mine.
Never.
No chance.
Yeah.
What?
Never I would have Sedano on the back. Now, the LAFC has sent me some jerseys.
Now,
this
this
is
is
where
what
this
brought
all
it up.
started.
Bergman wore a Bergman jersey to the LAFC game last night.
No, I wouldn't wear that one.
The Bergman one?
Well, the Bergman
You
one.
should,
or the one
you
with my
should
name
wear a
on it.
Bergman
Beto,
one. I think you should.
Beto went away.
Yeah.
Why you got to take a picture, Beto?
Huh?
Yeah.
Because that's how I found you yesterday.
It went away again.
I
no, I have a screen protector. You can't see it.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law has those jerseys. And
Right.
I always kind of like look and just smirk at him like,
Right.
Well, that's how I
What are
found
you gonna
Bergman
do?
yesterday. I was looking for my seat, and I just see Bergman. I'm like, oh, guess my seat's right there.
Yeah. But I would not. LAFC has sent me two over the years. One that says Sedano, and the other one that says George with a J. But I would not wear those. The Angels gave me one when we threw the first pitch out a couple of years ago.
You put them on your wall.
Right. They're in the, not even, they're in the closet, to be honest with you, like hanging on a hanger somewhere. But
Well, this
nonetheless,
might work for
no.
you. I
Yes.
send those jerseys. I have cousins in Ireland with the last name Ireland,
Oh, there
so
you
I
go.
send
Oh,
them
that's
those
cool.
whenever teams give me a jersey. I send it over there.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I'm first of all, I'm not a jersey guy to begin with. Okay, I am a. And look, if you're a jersey person, that's cool for you. But I am a grown ass man. I don't need to be wearing a jersey.
Jorge Briones,
Yeah.
very big jersey person. He once,
Yeah, I know.
Jorge once wore jerseys every day for a month.
But soccer jerseys are nice.
Yeah,
like, they're a little different.
Trudell's a soccer jersey guy.
Right. But I would say, like, and look, I get it. I work in the NBA just like you, okay?
Right.
I wouldn't wear, like, the sleeveless, like, jersey.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just not my style.
No,
you
Cappy
know?
would.
You don't think that would look sweet?
No, it's not
Not
my
with
style.
Sedano?
Right. Unless I wore, like, the T-shirt under and I looked like one of those, like, college
Well,
kids who
I
were.
don't
Yeah,
know.
might as well just tuck it into your pants then.
I don't know if
have
you heard me.
anybody. Excuse me, John. Do you have any jerseys with any other athletes' names on the back that you would wear
No.
somewhere?
Maybe a Dan Marino jersey, but I don't. It's actually framed because it's signed. So no.
I was one time
Same.
almost
Zero.
inspired. I was this close to buying a jersey. I was going to convert from Judaism to Christianity because I was such a huge fan of Tim Tebow. Okay, and I love Tim Tebow. So I
I
decided
thought there was a girl in this.
So the
I
lie
didn't
of the
think it was
day.
going that
So
way.
the lie of the day.
So I thought I was going to get a jersey that said Tebowitz because I thought that would be kind of funny that I would
Right.
like have a Tebow jersey, but it's like me, but it's the Tebow name. I never did that. I never pulled that off. That was one that I would have
you
actually worn.
convert?
See, I thought no, I actually didn't. I chose.
You're
not
kind
to.
of only Jewish anyway, according to you.
Well, I mean,
Mike Bergman says the same thing.
Well, I've become West
'Cause I
Coast.
am.
I've become West Coast.
What,
You
gangster?
What does that? What does that mean?
Oh, West Coast is very different than East Coast.
West Coast
Oh.
is different
Oh,
than
yeah,
East Coast.
very different. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I used to be East Coast, but now I'm West Coast, and it's really simply like West Coast Hebrews. Like we're just barely hanging on with Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
You're
And,
like ready to skip it? Is
like
what you're saying?
no. Like
John, now I know how you feel. I'm
No,
looking at the
it's-
clock right
it's like
now.
my one day.
6 more minutes.
It's my one day. It's like Yom Kippur. I go to shul. I don't eat anything. I don't do anything, and then I'm like, like super Jew for the day. But then
I could totally pull it off. I fast all the time.
Yeah, you could. Oh, you could easily.
Yeah.
It's Yom Kippur every day for
Hey,
you.
Brian, let me play some sound for you.
What
What are you
were we,
babbling
John?
about?
I don't know, John. Where were we,
Well,
John?
welcome to
Well, John
Supercross
was going to
Talk.
ask me something, and
I
then
feel
Cappy
you now.
jumped in.
John, I understand you now. Now I understand George when he works with Cap. Now I understand you running this. This is wow.
Yeah, I don't have any sound today. I feel like I'm letting
Oh, come
Sedano and
on,
Cap
come
down.
on. Make something
no,
up.
George, the other thing we did today, we were kicking around. You and Kelly are happily married, but if I read a list of celebrity hall passes.
Natalie Portman.
Okay. Great answer.
Yeah.
And I actually tried
Yeah.
yesterday. It's funny, this came up yesterday. I forgot. She is recently available. She just
I
got
saw.
separated.
Yeah, her husband cheated on her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been yelling at Bergman
Yeah.
to find an heiress. I said, Natalie Portman is perfect. She's in the tribe, Greg. She is perfect for you. And he told me, he said, I'd have to crawl over Sedano to get to her.
Let me tell you, Harvard grad, award-winning actrse, beautiful. She's got it all. She's the total package.
She got it all.
She's the total package.
And
Would
so,
I not
wait,
have to crawl over you to get to her?
Yes.
wait. But I have a question. So she's the total package, and you're saying the husband or the boyfriend? Which one was it?
I think it was her husband.
Yeah.
He's
cheated on her?
French.
I didn't
and he
hear.
cheated
I didn't
on
hear
her.
that part.
He cheated
Well, in France, they would argue that it's not cheating.
Right. there's
Remember,
that too.
like in
Yeah, they were living in France.
in France, when there was some prime minister or president of France that passed away,
Yeah.
and at the funeral, his wife and his mistress sat next to each other.
Oh wow!
Come on.
And I thought,
Well,
well,
that's
they're
like-
way more
that's
understanding.
like Succession.
there.
Oh yeah,
right.
You go over here.
Right. Yeah.
She was mine.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so the guy cheats on her, and because of that,
They have
it's-
children.
It's like instant divorce. Is that like line in the sand?
Well,
you cheat on me, and
we
that's
weren't
it.
we weren't in the room for the discussions,
I-
Cap,
yeah,
but we
I'm
would assume
imagining
it
there's-
didn't help.
It seems like they're separated.
I
yes.
mean, minor details.
Well,
you know?
maybe it's not just because of the cheating.
It seems like, according to reports, that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't called her. Yeah.
She's probably listening.
Yeah. Probably.
Everybody
not.
is.
Yeah.
Everybody is.
She is a big sports fan, though.
Yep. Everybody is.
And she's got she's great in everything. First time I ever saw Natalie Portman was in that movie, The Professional. She
Oh, yeah, she was like 12.
or 13.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, she did Beautiful Girls, and she was great in that.
She was
she's
also
been a phenom.
Princess Amidala in all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, that's
the
probably her
prequels.
most recognizable role.
And then,
That or Black Swan.
Black
maybe?
Swan. Well, that's where she won the Oscar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, so it would be one of those two. But Greg, I think that you should at least throw your name in the hat.
I mean, I'm
see
totally
what
fine
happens.
with that.
I know Margot Robbie will be disappointed.
I'll tell you
but
this
she
right
will
now,
be
though.
very disappointed.
Let me tell you something, Bergman.
Yes.
Girls like Natalie Portman, and take it from me because I understand this kind of stuff.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls
I like taking
this,
advice from Cappy,
Thank
by
you.
the way.
Girls like Natalie Portman who are wealthy and famous, and now, hurt and upset, scarred in some ways. You know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of woman that wants to meet a nice, normal guy like yourself.
Well, wait a minute. Why can't we apply everything you just said to Jennifer Aniston? Brad Pitt ran off with Angelina Jolie.
Well, but
She's
isn't
very
she
hurt.
hooked up already?
But I don't know if she is. But that's my thought too.
let me
Is
work
that
right
is that
here,
everything I'm saying
Jennifer
to you about Natalie Portman is everything I'm saying to myself when I look in the mirror and I'm talking to myself about Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay?
Greg, you could even move to France, too, potentially. Maybe she still wants to live there.
That's totally fine. I will go wherever she wants me to go.
Oh, Jennifer Aniston
being a boy toy is
craves support after staying single since divorce.
See, I'm a supportive guy.
There you go.
She would love a
Just
relationship.
change your name to Support.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
She's 53.
53.
You're the exact same age, aren't you?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that, Cappy.
Jennifer Aniston and I, we should meet. We should. I was a big fan of her father back in the old days when he was Victor Kyriakis on Days of Our Lives.
Right.
So I would break the ice with that.
All right. The other thing I wanted you guys to weigh in on before we get out of here is we stole this from The Ringer. They're having a bracket, like a March Madness bracket, for the biggest pop culture jerk. All right? And they've got 64 jerks from pop culture. I think the winner is Shooter McGavin.
Oh, so it's like
All
a
right?
fictional thing.
Oh, yeah.
Shooter
McGavin.
McGavin's a good one.
Jonah Ryan from Veep, I thought was a good.
Jonah Ryan from Veep is
it
fantastic.
was a good kind of jerk in there. Cap, when I say pop culture jerk, what pops into your head?
Do you know that Jonah Ryan from Veep was here one day?
Yeah, he played in one of our charity games, our charity basketball games.
Yeah.
First name that like popped into my head before you started talking about like people like that are fictional characters was Patrick Mahomes' brother.
Well, yeah, that's
He's
a real guy.
real person.
Yeah, I know, but that's like you said like biggest pop culture.
He
jerk.
wasn't in your
are all-
quarterback documentary.
No, I haven't seen. By the way, see now I got a problem because now Hard Knocks has started,
Right.
and I really want to see Hard Knocks.
No, you don't.
With the Jets. No,
Jeez,
I do.
You had trouble sleeping. Watch that.
No, I watched last night. I didn't think it was great.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
And
So
by
now
the
that's
way,
my problem. I
they're
got too
doing
much to watch.
something weird.
Like what?
Bergman, explain this to me. Bergman comes in yesterday. He goes, "Hey, for 20 years, we've played clips off of Hard Knocks." And Greg goes, "Hey, there's a change this year. If you want to play something off of Hard Knocks, it's embargoed. We have to request it."
Yep.
Do you know why?
Forget it.
Yes, we have to request it, and then we have to give proper attribution to it once
Forget
we get
it.
Thanks,
said.
but no thanks.
Yeah, but
you
see,
just made it so hard for everybody.
Right, Cap. That was my reaction too. Like, okay, we just won't talk about it as
Right.
much. Like winning time, we play whatever we want.
Yeah.
I was in for like 10 minutes yesterday.
Oh, you
And that
started
was
watching
it?
it?
That was
Do you
it.
watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how about this bit? First of all, it's jumped the shark a bit, right?
Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
a little bit.
So, I love the music. I
Right.
love Liev Schreiber as the voice.
He's great.
Then it's a lot of Aaron talking to the teammates, and
Right.
you don't know anybody.
The best
but then,
part was when Aaron met Schreiber.
so then a helicopter comes in. They stole our bit. The voice guy was on half the episode just throwing a ball with Aaron.
Oh.
Literally.
Wow.
Liev Schreiber shows up to camp.
Why?
And because Aaron likes him as the big voice guy.
All right. Okay.
I'm
So
gonna-
they're stealing our live imaging bit.
Right. Live
This is
imaging.
an outrage.
Yeah, live
Hey.
imaging Tuesdays.
Chris, call Jacob. Let's sue him.
844-24 Jacob.
Yeah, here's my bold prediction of the day. Ready? Jets are going to finish third in
I
the
agree.
AFC East.
Their offensive line stinks.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo wins it. Miami finishes second, maybe with identical records, and the Jets finish third, and will be lucky to make the playoffs.
Well, remember, that's how it happened when Favre was there. They lost to the Dolphins, and they ended up not making the playoffs.
I think Miami could be really good.
Well, they got to be healthy.
Have a great show, boys.
Oh,
See you, Beto.
Hey, Beto's like, I wasn't planning on being here today.
No, he's playing.
And at
If you sit in
4:12,
that
I'm gone.
chair at 4:12, you bolt.
Hey, I
That's
gotta
what
go, man.
work.
I gotta go.
All right. Thanks, Beto. Sedano and Cap on a live imaging Wednesday. More fun and frivolity.